Now, as far as the second matter goes, I wanted to make you a proposal. Our op could have ended in disaster, but you kept your cool and handled it like a soldier. There's no doubt in my mind that you've got what it takes. We had a lot thrown at us back there. Get yourself together. We've got a job to do. Outstanding. Follow me, and try not to lag behind. Let's move out, people. Given the nature of the facility, we felt it would be tactically advantageous to search it for weapons and ammunition. The radio tower on the roof was an unexpected boon, but it obviously has its shortcomings that need to be rectified. It might not be as imposing as the Citadel back in the capital wasteland, but it suits our purposes. That's all I'm willing to divulge at this point. Are you ready to proceed with the mission? Gather anything you need from the police station so we can be on our way. I need you to do whatever it takes to be combat ready. You ready to move out? It's Danse. Paladin Danse, don't you recognize me? Recon Bunker Theta. This is the holdout site. Stay vigilant. Hold up. Let's assess the site. That just leaves Paladin Danse. He always was a survivor, but after all this time. The holotapes mention a bunker. I think I know the one. It was part of my original mission brief. Let's move out. Picking up a distress signal, 107. The recon team made it this far. Let's try to follow their trail from here. We're missing something. How did the recon team end up here? What happened to the rest of their unit? We need to go back and look for clues. We've got another lead. Let's move out. They all wound up alone, and they all got killed. Damn it. That just leaves Danse. He always was a survivor, but after all this time, the tape mentioned a bunker. I think I know the one. It was part of my original mission brief. Let's move out. We're missing something. We need to retrace their steps and determine what happened to the rest of the team. Over here. This is Brotherhood power armor. Look, you can still see the insignia. It's Brotherhood power armor. Look, you can still make out the insignia. The recon team was here. A soldier to the end. Well done, Knight. They should have fortified their camp, made it a proper outpost. They must not have had time, and Astlin paid the price. Wait, that's a Brotherhood frequency. That's the right frequency. It's the recon team. Let's trace the signal and see if we can locate its source. Wait, that's that uniform. A Brotherhood field scribe. Here? The recon team. He must have been part of the recon team. Field scribe Ferris. He was with the recon team. We aren't the first recon team the Brotherhood has sent to the Commonwealth. My recon team wasn't the first to be sent to the Commonwealth. All right, we need to talk. We need to talk. Over here, look. All right. Proceed with your investigation. That's it? You think you can just walk away? I expected better from you, Knight. What a loss. But they did what they had to do. Our technology must be protected, no matter the cost. Astlin. She was in my company once. Best marksman I ever saw. Damn it. Trying to call for backup. Just like us. I know the one. It was part of my mission brief. Proceed, but remain vigilant. Who knows what may be waiting for you there. He was a fine soldier once. But now, he'll never be the same. This was no easy mission. You've earned my respect, Initiate. Well done. After an ordeal like that, it may be years before he's fit for duty again. But I'm glad to have him back. All that time alone can break a man. Even a paladin. What a shame. The missing recon team? Have you learned what happened to them? Keep me informed. Is there anything else we need to discuss? We're not finished here. You're back. Any word on the patrol? Any news on the patrol? Any sign of the patrol? Welcome back. I've got another mission for you, if you're ready. I've got a mission for you, when you're ready. Damn it. 3 years alone out here. The isolation must have broken him. Well done. It might be some time before he's fit for duty again, but we can use all the help we can get. It may be for the best. A lot has changed. After all this time, it's hard to say whether he could find a place in the Brotherhood again. That's not my decision to make. At the very least, he'll be placed under observation. It may be months before he's cleared for duty again. But his survival experience and knowledge of the Commonwealth will be a tremendous asset to us. All right. I'll prepare a full report based on your investigation. The Brotherhood will honor their memory. Anything else? What else? They were good soldiers. All of them. You've made good progress. Proceed with your investigation. How do you know that name? You found them. Where? What happened to them? We've located a signal. Now we just need to trace it back to its source. No. The Brotherhood doesn't have the resources or the manpower to conduct a search like that. Everyone who signs up for a recon mission knows the risks. Our lives depend on our training and on each other. But if a team is lost, we honor those who give their lives in the line of duty. We have a responsibility to find out what happened to them, if we can. Correct. We owe them that much. It seems so. It's an old military site that we designated as a holdout point. It was in my mission brief as well. If anyone on the recon team survived, it would be here. Now, as I was saying, don't be. Everyone who signs up for a recon mission knows what to expect. Our lives depend on our training and on each other. And if we should fall, the Brotherhood will honor our memory. The damage. It's deliberate. They set the fusion cores in their armor to overload. That's what caused the blast, but why? This bunker was one of my team's designated holdout points. Glad it never came to that. All right. We have a lot of work to do. Report back when you're ready to move out. Come back with us. You're still a member of the Brotherhood, Paladin. After all that, you killed him. Damn it. I've heard of soldiers going native before, but I expected better from Brandis. 3 years alone out here. The isolation must have broken him. Then what did you expect? We could have talked him down. Perhaps. But he'll never be the same. Damn right you didn't think. He was one of us. We could have talked him down. Not like that. He'll be placed under observation until he's fit for duty again. Still, his experience and knowledge of the Commonwealth make him an asset. He won't be turned away. Even Brandis? I should have known. Old Codger could live through anything. I suppose not. It's too much to expect. Even for him. He's one of us. That's all that matters. He still has a long journey ahead of him. But his skills and experience will be an asset to us. There is that. But I hoped we could persuade him to return. He was a fine soldier once, but he would never be the same. I'm not surprised. It's a miracle he survived at all. There's more. You did more than that. Paladin Brandis is a good soldier. I'm glad to have him back. It's going to be months before he's fit for duty again, but even now he should be an asset to us. What a loss. Even Brandis? He's a survivor. Always was. Very well. Thank you for the report. Let me know what else you discover. You handled yourself well, Knight. He's gone native. Damn it. What the hell was that? Paladin Brandis. He's alive. Show some respect, soldier. They deserve it. The whole team wiped out. Even Brandis? You found them. Where? What happened to them? They did. We all do. But the Brotherhood honors those who give their lives in the line of duty. That's right. You found them then. What happened to them? What happened to them? All right. We can finish this later. Damn it. I don't see the device anywhere. Fan out and check the synth remains. They may have been after the transmitter as well. I hope that's the last of them. Paladin Brandis? What? It must be. Ah. All right. Let me fill you in. No, far from it. I've been meaning to speak with you about that, but that was the right decision. Technology must be protected, no matter the cost. What a choice. With no armor and no supplies, their odds of survival were low. The last team went in 3 years ago. They never reported back. Officially, they're missing, presumed dead. They must have come to the satellite array for the comm system. Probably trying to send word back to the Pridwin. They were ambushed. He broke the first rule of small group tactics. Stick together. Always stick together. Ferris was wounded, couldn't walk. They got a distress signal, and Brandis left him behind. Their insertion point was in the hills near Malden. Survey the area and establish a search pattern. Yes. Yes, she was. These men gave their lives for the Brotherhood. They deserve our respect. All right. Something on your mind? What is it, Initiate? If you can acquire a signal, you should be able to trace it to its source. Knight Astlin. She was in my company years ago. Best marksman I ever saw. Their insertion point was in the hills near Malden. We should survey the area and establish a search pattern. I guess you're right. You did what you always do. You followed your instincts. It's what I taught you from day one. You're a fine soldier. Whenever you're ready, then. I won't put up a fight. I appreciate your confidence, my friend. If you're referring to Maxon, you're right. He's still going to be a problem. But I might have a way out. Smart answer. I know, and I'll never be able to repay you for that. I'm sorry. I can't tell you what to do. This is a decision that you're going to have to make on your own. The most difficult choice is already behind us. All we need to do now is follow through with it. I warned you about that. But there might be a way out. Halen, head back to Cambridge and make sure the police station is secure. And Proctor, I believe you have a giant to awaken. Let's get to it, people! You've come such a long way in a short amount of time, so I can understand how you feel. All I can promise is that I'll be by your side every step of the way. I hope that's enough to convince you to take your place as Elder of the Brotherhood. So, what are your orders? And he's right, but the news is just as much of a shock to me. I didn't know, I swear. All too well. You heard the Elder. The news is more of a shock to me than it is to you. I didn't know. Seems obvious to me. The litany's clear. We have a new Elder. Only a single question remains. Will the rest of the Brotherhood fall in line? It's true. I was built within the confines of a laboratory. And some of my memories aren't my own. Don't you understand? I thought I was human, Arthur. But when I saw my brothers dying at my feet, I felt sorrow. When I defeated an enemy of the Brotherhood, I felt pride. And when I heard your speech about saving the Commonwealth, I felt hope. From the moment I was taken in by the Brotherhood, I've done absolutely nothing to betray your trust, and I never will. Outstanding. Until Quinlan got that list decoded, I didn't know either, because some idiot taught her to stand by her principles no matter what tries to influence them. It was the first thing that I learned when I entered the Brotherhood of Steel, and I was just passing it along. I never realized that my advice could backfire, and now she's placed herself in harm's way because of me. She's in danger, and I don't know Maxon's intent. Does he even want me alive? I don't know. It feels like a cruel joke. I remember being a child. I remember growing up in the ruins. Everything. I suppose they programmed that all into my head. I mean, I feel like I've been in control of my entire life, making my own decisions and determining my own fate. Even though the proof states I'm a synth, I don't feel any different than I did before. I still feel like a human. What would you do if you suddenly woke up one day and found out that everything you remembered was a lie? And I'll find some way to repay you one day. I swear. If you refuse to follow Maxon's orders, he'll just send someone else after both of us. Your career with the Brotherhood would be over, and we'd be pursued to the ends of the earth. I'm sorry. I wish I had another option to offer you. Thank you, my friend. I've been giving that some thought. I want to make one thing clear to everyone. This body might be synth, but my heart and mind belong to the Brotherhood. The Institute is still a tremendous threat to the Commonwealth. They possess technologies that need to be confiscated or destroyed. And even if that means I have to pull the trigger on my own kind, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. You know, if it wasn't for Halen, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. She tipped me off before Maxon heard about it. She's in over her head, and she doesn't even know it. So, what are your orders? Does Maxon even want me alive? Amen to that. What if you woke up one morning, and the entire world was turned on its head? Would you want to keep going? Keep pressing ahead, hoping that all your troubles would somehow work themselves out? Or would you pack it all in? Tell yourself it was a good run, and then close your eyes and wait for the inevitable. Well then, there's no use debating about this any longer. I've made my decision. I'm ready to accept the consequences of my true identity. Despite what the reports say, my name is still Paladin Danse, and I've sworn to uphold the litany even if it means my own death. Maxon's ordered you to kill me, and I'll be damned if I'm going to stand in your way. If you choose to carry out your orders, Paladin, I won't resist. Just prepare yourself. I don't know what Maxon will have in store when we arrive. Took a hell of a lot of guts to stand up to Maxon like that. I don't know what to say. I'm not surprised Maxon sent you. He never liked to do the dirty work himself. If it came down to it, I would have. When Halen warned me about Quinlan's discovery, she begged me to confront Maxon. She told me that there were Brotherhood soldiers that still believed in me, that would stand behind me if I challenged his authority. At the time, I told her that it wouldn't be right to cause a rift in our ranks. We're on the brink of war with the Institute, and weakening our unity felt like I'd be backstabbing my own troops. But knowing that you're still with me, maybe that will be enough to convince Maxon that he's making a mistake. I'll come back to the Pridwin with you, and we'll confront Maxon together. As a Brotherhood of Steel Paladin, I'm issuing a formal challenge against your authority as Elder. We'll settle this matter as it was written in the litany. In combat. Then you leave me no choice. I might have. If I'd known what I was. Maybe it's for the best. And what about you, Elder? What are your orders? I wish I could share your optimism. You'd risk everything to keep me alive. I don't know what to say. Right now, I'm not sure we can even get near Maxon before the Brotherhood would cut us down. But we have to try. I've known Maxon for a long time, and under all that protocol is a decent man. I was weighing my options before you got here, and I might have a way out, for both of us. After all I've done for the Brotherhood, all the blood I've spilled in our name, how can you say that about me? I'll head for home then. Good luck. Have you decided to cooperate and tell me what brought you here? Whether I agree with Maxon or not, the Brotherhood has to remain firm and united. If I begin questioning orders, who's to say others won't do the same? I refuse to be responsible for that. Even if it means I need to die. Be ready for anything. Maxon's going to be furious when he sees me. What the hell are you waiting for? It doesn't matter. Look, I understand what you're going through. I can't decide for you, but I can offer you this bit of advice. Don't let your feelings about me cloud your judgment. This decision is bigger than both of us. It's about the future of the Brotherhood. We must stay on mission, no matter the cost. Now, do it. Light 'em up! Over there! Get 'em! For the Brotherhood! For Elder Maxon! Kill every last one of them! Come on! Slag them all! Suppressing fire! Pin 'em down! Maintain your position! Aim for the weak spots! Synth scum! Come on, you heaps of scrap! There's too many of them! Do something! Anything! Ammo running low! Don't just stand there! Push a button! Push everything! Improvise, soldier! Exterminate the abominations! Unclean wastes of flesh! Send them back to hell! Another one! Over there! Maintain your position! Nicely done. Now, hold on. Something's wrong. Incoming! Civilian in the perimeter. Check your fire. Godless heathens! Pin them down! There's another one over there! Soulless freaks! They're still breaching the perimeter! Filthy ghoul! All you need to know for now is that they're considered hostile. Shoot to kill. That's classified information. That sweep was sloppy. We were caught unprepared more than once, which is unacceptable. However, your extra gun gave us the edge we needed. I'm not certain I could have accomplished the mission alone. Got cooked by those flames, but thanks to my power armor, I'm still in one piece. Let's go. The important thing is that we're still alive. We have a way to get to the transmitter. Will do. I'm on it, Captain. Yep, I've got it. No problem. I'll get it done. I wonder what's in there. Weapon in here. Armor in here. Stimpack in here. Chems in here. Food in here. Water in here. Drinks in here. Ammo in here. Mostly junk in here, but who knows? Some stuff in here you might want to look at. Locked. Let's get out of here. We'll take the service elevator to the surface. The transmitter should be in the control room at the top of the core, but it looks like the elevators are dead. We'll have to keep heading down for now, and find a way to get the facility's power back online. Watch your footing. Looks like the power's out in this section. They're in the control room. Open fire! Damn synths have compromised most of the facility. Multiple synth targets! Take them down! It was corporations like this that put the last nail in the coffin for mankind. They exploited technology for their own gains, pocketing the cash and ignoring the damage they'd done. This place is a mess, but I still see a few pieces of salvage that the Brotherhood might be interested in. After we're done here, I'll have to mark this place for sweep and retrieve. The bunker looks clear. Let's move out. I can assure you that I wouldn't undertake this mission unless I had confidence in your abilities. Proceed, Halen. Then I suggest you get out of our way. I don't have any more time to waste. You can move along, civilian. Our situation might appear dire, but I've led my men through worse. Very well. Remain vigilant. We've got turrets ahead. Then there's no need for you to remain here. Now, unless you have any relevant information to share with us, I want you to leave our compound immediately. I'm Paladin Danse, Brotherhood of Steel. We're on recon duty, but I'm down a man and our supplies are running low. I've been trying to send a distress call to my superiors, but the signal's too weak to reach them. Over there is Scribe Halen and Knight Reese. Outstanding. Our target is ArcJet Systems, and it contains the technology we need. The deep-range transmitter. We infiltrate the facility, secure the transmitter, and bring it back here. So what do you say? You willing to lend the Brotherhood of Steel a hand? Our target is ArcJet Systems, and it contains the technology we need. The deep-range transmitter. So you're a mercenary. Typical. Fine. You help us, and I'll see you're compensated for your services. We need allies, not opportunistic mercenaries. I have no inclination to pay for your services. We appreciate the assistance, civilian, but what's your business here? Our order seeks to understand the nature of technology, its power, its meaning to us as humans. You're right. I owe you an explanation. Very well. However, seeing as you helped us with the ferals, I feel I owe you an explanation. First and foremost, if you'll hand me the deep-range transmitter, I'd like to compensate you for your assistance during this operation. I think you'll find this weapon useful. It's my own personal modification of the standard Brotherhood laser rifle. May it serve you well in battle. That being said, I believe we have two important matters to discuss. This isn't the only weapon at my disposal. Brotherhood soldiers always carry a backup. You're welcome, civilian. You should learn to be a bit more thankful about what you receive. It's all I can spare at the moment. I insist you keep it. The Brotherhood believes in paying all of its debts. Engine cores ahead. Should be our final stop. Evading my questions is a surefire way of getting yourself ejected from the compound. An answer that I hear often. Whether it holds truth or not remains to be seen. If I appear suspicious, it's because our mission here has been difficult. If you want to continue pitching in, we could use an extra gun on our side. Since the moment we arrived in the Commonwealth, we've been constantly under fire. Then, if there's nothing left to discuss, I suggest you leave our compound immediately. You're a vault dweller? Most people wouldn't admit to such a thing. I appreciate your honesty. Before the Great War, science and technology became more of a burden than a benefit. The atom bomb, bioengineered plagues, and FEV are clear examples of the horrors that technological advancement had wrought. We're here to make sure that never happens again. Are you from a local settlement? You make a fair point. This would be much easier for both of us if you'd cooperate. Now, where are you from? The way you charged in and engaged those ferals? I find that a bit difficult to believe. In due time. If you want to remain in our compound, I suggest you answer my question first. I've seen the location on our maps, but I've never visited the area myself. There isn't much over there for us to collect. I'm sickened by the number of people I meet who are ignorant of the damage they can cause when they allow technology to run amok. That's not going to happen. Unless you're one of us, you're not setting foot inside this base. However, if you're here to sign up, I might have some work you could assist us with. Then we can discuss whatever you like. By the authority of Elder Arthur Maxson, Supreme Commander of the Brotherhood of Steel. Now, tell me what you're doing here, or be on your way. I highly doubt that. Stop right there, civilian. No unauthorized personnel are permitted beyond this point. And I'm not willing to take the word of a stranger bearing gifts. I haven't been able to make that evaluation yet. When I do, I'll let you know. I think we have the potential to be quite an effective team, if you learn to cooperate. I'll inform you when I'm ready to make that kind of determination. I'm not sure right now. Perhaps you should ask me that later. I'd trust you with my life, and I assure you, that trust doesn't come easy. I wouldn't want to smash super mutant skulls with anyone else. You've earned my respect, soldier. I hope that means something to you. I'm glad you've adapted to the ideals I've been trying to teach. Keep up the good work, soldier. I don't see how this is a relevant question right now. Being with you has made me realize that I never want to be alone again. If a machine and a human can learn to live in harmony, then anything's possible. Whatever caused our fates to intertwine would never let them unravel. Things couldn't be better between us. And for the first time in my life, I'm truly happy. You've taught me what being close to someone really means. I'll cherish that forever. You're one hell of a soldier, and I'm proud to call you my friend. You're a disgrace to the Brotherhood, and to yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself, soldier. Your level of cooperation has been so low, I am honestly at a loss for words. Just stay away from me, soldier. Before I say or do something I'll regret. You've got a lot of nerve asking me that, after everything you've done to rip our team apart. You stood up to Elder Maxson for me. I'll never forget that for as long as I live. You stopped me from doubting the validity of my own existence. Words can't describe how much that meant to me. After I met you, my life changed for the better. That's the nature of true friendship. When my true identity was revealed, you still treated me with dignity and respect. I'm forever in your debt. You're the closest thing I've had to family, the brother that I never had. I'll head back to the bunker and wait for you there. Just be careful. If anything happened to you, I honestly don't know what I'd do. Very well. Just remember everything I've taught you, and you'll do just fine. Keep your gun loaded, and watch your back out there. Affirmative. I'll see what I can do to make myself useful while you're gone. Ad Victoriam. I'm not going to lie to you. I think this is a foolish decision. But it's yours to make. Come back alive, soldier. Fine. But avoiding me isn't going to solve the problem. Take some time to collect yourself. Then come find me when you're ready to get back to business. What the hell do you want? Yes? What's on your mind? Yeah? What's up? What do you want? When it comes to being an effective soldier, you really have a lot to learn. Honestly, I don't think we're an effective team right now. I think you're a loose cannon, and at this rate, you're going to wind up dead. Judging from your behavior, it's obvious you don't intend to treat our teamwork seriously. Your teamwork is on a downward trajectory. You need to do something about it before it's too late. You better have a good reason for bothering me. Well, what is it? Again? What do you want now? What's so important? Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, what? Is there a reason we're talking right now? I trust this won't take up too much of my time. Well, what is it now? You need to talk? Inquiring about anything in particular? Is something amiss? What's the matter? Can I help? Is there something bothering you? I trust that everything's okay. I wouldn't mind stopping a moment to talk. If you need anything, you let me know. Just ask and I'll try to help. If something's wrong, I want to know. You've got my full attention. If you want to talk, I'm here for you. Speak your mind. I promise not to judge. If there's anything you need, you just say the word. Have something for me? You're the closest thing I've had to family. The sister that I never had. Agreed. Remaining as a team is a complete waste of time and resources. Perhaps next time you'll realize that there are consequences for your actions. All right. I'll prepare a full report based on your investigation. If we make it back, I'll see that the Brotherhood honors their memory. Under the circumstances, there's not much I can offer you for your service. I hope some caps will suffice. Yes, I'll take them. If we make it back, I'll see that the tapes are delivered to their next of kin. I'll take them. If we get through this, the Brotherhood will honor their sacrifice. But long term, that's not my decision to make. At the very least, he'll be placed under observation. It could be months before he's cleared for duty. But his survival experience and knowledge of the Commonwealth will be a tremendous asset to us. Right now, we can use all the help we can get. Over the years, the Brotherhood has sent several recon teams to the Commonwealth. That's right. Actually, I've been meaning to speak with you about that. There's no way I can reach that. Negative. I can't find a way to get there. Unless you're seeing something that I'm not, I won't be able to reach that. It's impossible for me to access that. Expecting me to reach that is absurd. It's places like this that make me doubt the future of humanity. Watch your radiation levels. My suit's meter is off the charts here. I can't imagine how anything can survive in this irradiated zone. You're going to regret this, brother! You're going to regret this, sister! Very well. Switching out your gear? A smart soldier is always prepared. Feel like trading some equipment? Well, let's see what you've acquired. Be glad to share the burden. You're supposed to be at Maxon's address. Get moving, Initiate. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, sister. You leave me no choice. As the minutes tick by, and I stare at the walls of this godforsaken place, I'm still trying to cope with the reality that I am a living lie. My identity as Paladin Danse is nothing but a memory now. Everything I held dear, everything I've ever believed in, is completely gone. I've spent far too long wondering why this happened to me. But the truth is, it doesn't matter. I'm a synth, which means I am a freak of nature, a perversion of science, and an example of where mankind has gone wrong. For the benefit of humanity, I need to die. Not because I'm cowardly or despondent, but because it's the human thing to do. This is Danse, former Paladin of the Brotherhood of Steel. Signing off. Of course she was. Halen's never been insubordinate. I simply wanted to talk to you about her, but I wanted to know what you thought of her first. No, not at all. Halen's doing well. That's good to know. I apologize for that. I've never had anyone who actually cared how I felt, so I have a difficult time opening up. Good. I may take you up on that someday. Of course not. I stand by every order I've ever given. That soldier was gravely wounded. Even if, by some miracle, he happened to survive, he would have been paralyzed for life. The truth is, I'm worried about her. Since you and I are getting along so well, I felt like I could confide in you about it, to get your honest opinion. Anyway, thanks for letting me get that off my shoulders. I think it's been weighing on me more than I realized. I'm only sorry you had to see me at my worst, instead of at my best. That's a shame. Perhaps you should spend more time working with her then. She's a model soldier. Of course she did. I couldn't agree more. Impossible. He was paralyzed and internally bleeding. And out here, that's as good as a death sentence. I suppose I'm beating around the bush because I don't normally find these discussions easy to handle. I'll try and get right to the point. No, it's not. I understand. We can resume this later. I suppose I deserve that. I just don't normally find these discussions easy to handle, so I try to avoid them at all costs. But I wasn't looking for an evaluation of her performance as a scribe. I wanted to know what you thought of Halen as a person, more than you realize. Halen is a model scribe. This has nothing to do with her capabilities in the field. No, I guess it isn't. I don't know. I never thought you'd ask me something like that. It would depend on the circumstances, but I suppose we'll just have to see what happens when the time comes. I hardly think that would be appropriate, soldier. I don't want my moment with Halen to give you the wrong idea. We're strictly friends. Yeah, I suppose you're right. I don't know. Let me start from the beginning. If you'd allow me to explain, I think you'd understand precisely why that wouldn't be appropriate. Well, it looks like things have taken a turn. I signed up to be your sponsor, so I teach you everything that I know. But it looks like I'm the one that needed the lesson today. All joking aside, I'm pleased that we had this discussion. And with all the problems you're facing, you still took the time to listen. It's comforting to know that I can speak to you as more than just your commanding officer. Let me explain everything from the beginning. If you have the time to talk now, I'd still like to know what you think about Scribe Halen. I know this may sound like a strange question, but tell me, what do you think about Scribe Halen? A few months before you found us, one of my men was shot multiple times by raiders. Halen stayed by that knight's side for 2 days straight, without sleep, fighting to keep him alive. But he was on a slow decline. I decided that his suffering needed to end, and ordered Halen to administer an overdose of painkillers so he could die with dignity, even though I'm certain she wanted to continue fighting for that knight's life. She injected him without question. That's sound advice, soldier. Actually, it does. I never thought of it that way. You're right. I'm sorry that I even brought this up in the first place. But the decision whether or not to ease that soldier's suffering isn't the point here. The point is what happened later that same evening. Halen approached me while I was on watch. She didn't say a word, but I could tell something was wrong. After what felt like an eternity, she collapsed into my arms, crying. I didn't know what to do, so I just held her for a while. A few minutes later, she stopped, kissed me on the cheek, and simply said, "Thank you," before heading back into the police station. Right then it hit me. Maybe I pushed her too hard. I ordered her to ignore her instincts, to do something her medical training told her was wrong. That's why I'm worried about her. And for that matter, everyone under my command. Look, 4 soldiers. Over half of my team are gone. Each one of them died because of decisions that I made. But how can anyone have confidence in me anymore? Hell, how can I have confidence in myself? I understand the risks that come with the job. We all do. Me? I see what you're getting at. I guess I never thought of it that way. I've heard of coming up with improvised field rations, but that's just disgusting. What the hell do you think you're doing? That's beneath us, soldier. If that's your idea of food, I suggest you eat it when I'm not around. Ad victoriam means to victory. In our eyes, defeat is unacceptable, because we're fighting for the future of mankind. Our rallying cry is more powerful than any weapon you could ever carry. Remember that. You'd be under my command, and you'd be expected to follow orders. No more working like a mercenary. This is the real thing. Don't let that dissuade you, though. You'd have access to the best military weapons and equipment we can get our hands on. Best of all, you'd have the Brotherhood at your back, ready to spill its own blood to keep you alive. You can't beat that. So, what do you say? I didn't do it alone. And you need to understand what it means to be a part of the Brotherhood. We're not soldiers of fortune. We're an army, and we've dedicated our lives to uphold a strict code of ethics. If you intend to stay within our ranks, you need to obey our tenets without question. Take this holotape. It should explain everything you need to get started. Listen, I'm putting my neck on the line doing a field recruitment like this, so I trust that you won't let me down. From this moment forward, I'm granting you the rank of Initiate. This is only a training rank. I'm not permitted to grant ranks any higher than that. Now, before I release you to Halen and Reese for your assignments, there's one last order of business. See that you do. Perfect. Then there's no need to give you a long lecture, so I'll get right to the point. Thanks aren't necessary. Just continue excelling at your duties, soldier. Reese, that's enough. Like it or not, you're going to have to learn to work together, and I'd be honored to count you as one of us. Let's head back to the police station so I can get the transmitter installed, and then we'll discuss the details. If you intend to stay with us, I expect you to take my advice seriously. Everyone starts out as an initiate. It's not meant as a sign of disrespect towards your abilities. Sorry to hear that, but I respect your decision. If you ever change your mind, you know where to find us. Mission accomplished. We have the transmitter. Outstanding. Since I know you're eager to get started, I'll get right to the point. Outstanding, soldier. Suit yourself. You know where to find us when you're ready to make a decision. There's still a place for you in the Brotherhood, if you want it. There's still a place for you in the Brotherhood, if you want it. If you were paying attention in ArcJet, you should have learned some of it already. The rest will become apparent as you spend time with your fellow soldiers. Now, since I know you're eager to get started, I'll get right to the point. Only an elder can promote you beyond initiate. After we get the transmitter up and running, I'll call in and see what I can do. I didn't do it alone. Had some help from our new friend. I've offered him a place on our team, but I'm not sure he's willing to accept. In the meantime, he's welcome to take shelter here, as long as he doesn't get in our way. I didn't do it alone. Had some help from our new friend. I've offered her a place on our team, but I'm not sure she's willing to accept. In the meantime, she's welcome to take shelter here, as long as she doesn't get in our way. We're fortunate that the rocket engine fired instead of blowing itself apart. Looks like we've secured the core. Let's head up to the control room. Until I'm certain of your intentions, I'm not willing to discuss that right now. We've recently lost some people, and if we're going to survive here, there's significant work to be done. That's all I'm willing to say. Until you've agreed to join up, I'm not telling you anything. Outstanding. Then if there's nothing left to discuss, I suggest you leave our compound immediately. I just need you to answer a few questions first. Perhaps. Are you from a local settlement? All Brotherhood of Steel units are to return to the Cambridge police station immediately for reassignment. Repeating. This is Paladin Danse on frequency 9-5. Looting implies that we're attempting to benefit ourselves. That couldn't be further from the truth. If nobody stepped forward, how long would it take for the cycle to be repeated? You're implying that we do this to benefit ourselves. I can assure you our motivation is quite the opposite, and we fight to secure that power from those who would abuse it. We have a mission to attend to, and you've offered to help. But now isn't the time to discuss the merits of our cause. So, what do you say? Will you help us? Halen, take Reese inside and bind his wounds. All right, civilian. It's time to prove your worth. Head into the police station and resupply yourself. Then let me know when you're ready to begin. I'm pleased that you agree. There are very few, outside the Brotherhood, who appreciate the gravity of the situation we're facing as a species. Reese, once you're on your feet, I want you to make certain the perimeter is secure. Have you reconsidered my request for support, civilian? Check your fire. We've got hostiles. Not at all. I just don't have a choice. Exactly. I'll meet you aboard the Pridwin as soon as these bombs are counted, tested, and loaded. Outstanding work, Knight. I'll meet you aboard the Pridwin as soon as these bombs are counted, tested, and loaded. You need to get back to the airport right away, Knight. I'll keep an eye on things until these bombs are picked up. Now that this site's been secured, you should return to the airport immediately. I'll remain on watch until the vertibirds arrive. I don't have a choice. Elder Maxon's orders were quite clear. I'm not to take my eyes off these bombs until every one of them has been counted, tested, and loaded. If we want Liberty Prime to reach peak fighting efficiency, we can't afford to lose this stockpile. Dismissed, Knight. Absolutely. I'm starting to think that sponsoring you was a huge mistake. Like it or not, we're stuck with each other. Let's just make the best of it. You're not just disappointing me. You're disappointing the Brotherhood. If your strange behavior continues, I'm not certain how much longer we'll be working together. You're supposed to be representing the Brotherhood. Why don't you start acting like it? What the hell is wrong with you? You're either with us or against us. There are plenty of other soldiers that would give anything to be in your position. Don't make me regret picking you. This isn't working out. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can be reassigned to the Prydwen. You're an embarrassment to the Brotherhood. I have to be honest. My patience with you is running thin. Call me old-fashioned, but there's nothing better than being boots on the ground. Remember, we're out here representing the Brotherhood. Let's make them proud. Doesn't it feel good to be a part of something as important as the Brotherhood? With the Brotherhood behind us, we'll never fall. I'm pleased we were assigned to the same team. I think we can learn a lot from each other. There's a wealth of technology just waiting to be discovered out here. I think you should stay on point. Your instincts seem to be right on target. Give me a laser rifle and my power armor, and I'll take on the world. If we want to win the people's hearts and minds, we have to spread the word of the Brotherhood across the Commonwealth. There's Brotherhood, then there's everything else. Nothing in between. You watch my back, I'll watch yours. I have to admit I'm very impressed. You're quite a soldier. People in the Brotherhood are looking up to you. Keep it up, soldier. I can count the number of people I can depend on with one hand. You're definitely one of them. You're more than worthy to wear our uniform. Be proud. It's a pleasure to be a part of a team you can depend on. You were born to be a soldier. You just didn't know it until now. Thanks to you, we're making a difference out here. I have to admit, I feel pretty damn secure when you've got my back. The Brotherhood of Steel is lucky to have you within its ranks. I'm proud to be fighting by your side. If I lost you, I don't know what I'd do. With you standing by me, I feel like I can take on the world. Decorum prohibits it, but I feel like being close to you right now. I never thought there was room for anything in my life besides the Brotherhood. I'm glad I was wrong. It's strange. I've been alone for so long, I don't even know how to act around you. We can't let our relationship interfere with our work. It just wouldn't be right. Thank you for helping me remember who I am. Without you, I'd be lost. I always knew there was something missing from my life. Now, I've found it. This is the happiest I've ever been since I joined the Brotherhood. Thank you. Being in love doesn't mean we have to stop fighting for what we believe in. I can't stand traveling near saltwater. Have you seen what it does to my armor? Vault-Tec created some of the best technology man had to offer. Look at the construction. This vault was built to last. The horrors inflicted in some of these vaults, it makes my skin crawl. Private corporations like Vault-Tec ruined mankind. All that brainpower put to waste. I can't even imagine being sealed into a tomb like this for eternity. It's a shame that water travel is so dangerous. Imagine the marvels we could discover on the other side of that ocean. There must be something of use in this store. This place was stripped clean. Can't say that I'm surprised. There could be a lockbox or a safe around. No harm in checking. This place is huge. We have our work cut out for us. Too bad we can't take a vertibird to the top. Keep surveilling the water for mirelurks. I don't want to get caught by surprise. I don't think we'll find very much in a school, but I'll follow your lead. This school reminds me how education plays an important role in a squire's growth as a soldier. Turning this place over is a waste of time if you ask me. Some might consider this junk. To me, it's a treasure trove of possibilities. If there's anything I can't stand, it's an unorganized mess. I hope you aren't expecting us to wade into that irradiated muck. Can you imagine how nice it would have been to live in a place like this? Oh, never mind. Peaceful, quiet, the ideal American way of life. All of that's gone now. If we get into a firefight, remember to use the building corners as cover. Watch your step around here. It's a long way down. The Brotherhood tried to run a quarry like this somewhere near the capital wasteland. It was more trouble than it was worth. We need to go desk by desk, drawer by drawer if you intend to find anything of value. Don't overlook any terminals. They might contain some useful information. I think a Brotherhood scribe would feel more at home here than I do. This company must have employed quite a few people. I wonder what became of them. Holotapes, terminals, safes. These offices are bound to have at least one of them. Now this place holds promise. Let's look around. If we're fortunate, we might be able to recover some weapons or ammunition from this site. These tunnels are highly unstable. I wouldn't recommend the use of high explosives. Ferals tend to infest these metro tunnels quite often. I wonder why. I lost one of my recon team members in a place like this. Didn't even see them coming. I used to think we could use these tunnels to avoid encounters on the surface, but most of them are flooded or collapsed. Brotherhood scribes never tire of rummaging through places like this. All this medical technology was worthless when the bombs fell. There's no cure for stupidity. We should reconnoiter the hospital from top to bottom for supplies. It's unfortunate Scribe Halen isn't here. She'd prove useful while sifting through all these rooms. Proctor Ingram could put the machinery around here to good use. I'll have to mention it to her next time we're aboard the Pridwin. I wonder what this factory produced before the bombs fell. I wonder what was stored here. Something useful, I hope. I have a feeling we shouldn't be here. I can feel the chill of this place through my suit. Keep your eyes on the shadows. Something could be lurking there. Not much in the way of technology down here, is there? Only a non-human would be foolish enough to call this their home. Check the corners for hostiles. This warehouse makes for a nice killing zone. If anyone attacks this place, they'd need an army to burn us out. Abominations. A lot of them. If we find anything, I hope you'll share some of it with the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood's been dealing with this rabble ever since we set foot on Commonwealth soil. Raiders care only for themselves. There's no honor among them. Raiders are no better than a pack of wild dogs fighting over scraps of meat. Where do these fools come from? They seem to multiply like vermin. The Commonwealth will never be safe with these idiots running around. Looks like the inside of the Pridwin around here. I hope this tunnel's stable. I don't plan on getting buried alive today. I hope your safety's off. This place does not look friendly. You never know what's lurking in these tunnels. You think we'll actually find anything down here? The first thing that jumps out at us is getting a laser to the face. Open every drawer. These stores tend to yield the best finds. Don't worry. My suit's primed for the climb. Keep a lookout for documents or plans that our scribes could find useful. These buildings are nothing but monuments to greed. This tub's seen better days. If you're thinking of taking this pile of junk out to sea, it's going to be a short trip. Perhaps there's some equipment on board we could liberate. Why sail when you can fly? This makes me wonder how many children perished when the bombs fell. It was truly a sad day for mankind. Look at this place. It's almost as if man was going out of his way to destroy the planet. Considering the city took some direct hits during the war, it's astonishing so much of it's still standing. The ruins here remind me a bit of what's left of Washington, D.C. Plenty of cover around here if we get into a firefight. All this destruction. Such a senseless waste. I can't think of a better place to dig up some technological marvels of the past than this. Until we sift through the ruins of the Institute. All things considered, this town is remarkably intact. You'd be surprised how much ammo and weaponry we found in people's homes. Looks like quite an operation they had going here. It might be worthwhile to head into the quarry and check it out. I hope you're not expecting us to haul chunks of ore back to the Pridwin. This must have been a pleasant place to spend the day before the Great War. I'm not sure we're going to find anything of use in a place like this. I feel like a sitting duck without a bunch of rubble to hide behind. Searching this park is going to be a colossal waste of time. We shouldn't stay here too long. I'm sure we're standing out like a sore thumb. Monuments like this remind me why I became a soldier in the first place. I can't believe I'm standing on the spot where history was made. Moments in time, like what happened here, should never be forgotten. The Brotherhood rose from the ashes of the U.S. military, you know. Being here almost makes me feel like I'm coming home. Isn't that strange? We should take a moment to remember all the soldiers who died fighting for what they believed in. Watch what you fire at in here. You never know what explodes and what doesn't. Let's keep a tight formation in here. I don't want to lose you to something we can't see. Scientists are what got us into this mess in the first place. If it was up to me, I'd take anything that isn't nailed down back to the Pridwin. Be careful. I'm betting there are caustic chemicals and explosive compounds in here. What has science ever solved that a fully charged laser rifle couldn't? I feel like I'm going to break something stomping around in here. I wish we had a facility like this aboard the Pridwin. Stimpaks, Radex, whatever we find, the Brotherhood will put it to good use. Imagine if the Brotherhood could retool this place to assemble power armor suits. We'd be unstoppable. If we open fire in here, I pray it doesn't bring the whole place down on us. I loathe buildings like this. Much too easy to find yourself boxed in with nowhere to retreat. Not much worth our time around here. There's no reason to spend too much time here. We made camps like this during basic training. Feels like a million years ago. Proctor Tegan favors the sort of drink that was made here. We should bring him back a souvenir. I might be a soldier, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying a beer now and then. We should bring some of this beer back for the Pridwin's crew. I think they'd appreciate it. Check your fire, or we might end up covered in spoiled beer. It's good to be back. The Pridwin is amazing, isn't it? A triumph of Brotherhood engineering. With all these planes that were blown across the airport, it's amazing the tower survived. It was a stroke of genius to park the Pridwin above the airport. I can't think of a better location. To think that these creatures were once human makes me sick to my stomach. These creatures use FEV to make more of their own kind. Disgusting. Super mutants are slow and stupid creatures. Easy pickings for the likes of us. Where are these things coming from? We cut one down and another takes its place. It's endless. I don't care if they were humans once. Super mutants are freaks of nature, and they need to be killed. I'm amazed how many pre-war robots are still functioning after all these years. The parts in these robots are worth their weight in gold. As long as a robot does what it's told, I have no problem with it. Robots aren't much of a challenge. They're so predictable. Ugh, diseased filth. The thought of eating these things makes me sick. How can people stoop so low? I loathe wasting precious ammunition on these vermin. Ugly little creatures, aren't they? Mole rat stench is quite pungent. Mirelurks. What's next? Giant fish with sharp teeth? These creatures are one of the reasons why the Brotherhood travels by air and not by sea. Is it just me, or do you smell the ocean whenever these things are around? I wonder if the Brotherhood could adapt the Mirelurk's carapace for use as armored plating. It's ludicrous to name their leaders kings and queens. Mirelurks are nothing but disorganized rabble. Gunners are extremely dangerous. Kill on sight. The tattoos on their heads make for a nice bullseye. Remember, gunners can't be reasoned with, and they don't surrender. These fools are nothing but cold-blooded murderers. If you have a gunner in your sights, pull the trigger. They won't hesitate to do the same to you. Skinwalkers, ferals, shamblers, call them whatever you like, but they're not human. Ferals might have been human once, but now they're scavengers of human flesh. If it was up to me, I'd make it my life's work to wipe these things off the face of the planet. Extermination is the best these ferals deserve. The only thing ferals are good for is scraping the mud off my boots. Don't underestimate the Deathclaw. I've seen one tear open power armor like it was a tin can. Aim for the Deathclaw's legs to slow them down. It might give you a chance to survive. Did you know Elder Maxon took a Deathclaw out with nothing but a combat knife? And he has the scar to prove it. We shouldn't stick around here too long. No telling how many Deathclaws call this their home. My advice for hunting a Deathclaw: return to base and forget about it. You'll live longer. Humans that worship radiation. I don't even know where to begin. Whoever this Adam is, I bet he's no match for the might of the Brotherhood. Keep that rat away at the ready. You're gonna need it. The children of Adam are nothing but a cult filled with low-life scum. Squash these things with your weapon. Don't waste any ammunition. Proctor Quinlan said something called bug spray used to exist before the bombs fell. Wish we had some of that now. Blood-sucking insects. These bugs are disgusting. It feels good to walk among friends. Never seen someone down a drink so quickly. Impressive. Drink all you want, but we need to stay focused. Don't overdo it. We have a lot of work ahead of us. No problem. I've got this. Feeling creative today? I hope this has something to do with our mission. Close range. Got it. Closing the distance. Moving into close. Roger that. All right. Go ahead. What do you want? You point, I shoot. Need something? Want to swap some gear? Got anything interesting for me today? Let's see what you've got. Nice work, soldier. Glad you got more caps, but don't get too greedy. Might jeopardize the mission. That was clever. I didn't think you'd get a single cap more. I don't think we should be doing this. Hold on. This could be a bad idea. I think I'm going to look the other way. Good work. Don't leave anything behind. Anything useful. You never know what you'll find. It's starting to feel cramped in here. Let's double time it. I hope none of these pipes contain explosive liquids. I hope this leads to somewhere useful. Close quarters means no retreat. Remember that. It must have been nice to shop here and simply pay for what you needed. The only thing holding this ship together is rust and a prayer. There might be something we could bring back to the Pridwin here. The Brotherhood could make good use of all this scrap. The Institute must not be allowed to create these freaks any longer. Synths are nothing but technology run amok. Free-thinking machines are an insult to our way of life. They need to be destroyed. I refuse to rest until every one of these nightmares is eliminated. The main problem with fighting robots: they never know when to surrender. I hope I live long enough to watch the Brotherhood take control of the Commonwealth. Look at our strength and our numbers. The Commonwealth is as good as ours. I would gladly die if it meant one of my brothers would live. True peace can only be achieved by superior firepower. It's getting late. Should we bivouac out here or find a place to stay? We're losing our nighttime cover. We need to move cautiously. Another day, another assignment. It's clear tonight. We should be able to spot any hostiles at a decent range. Strange how the Commonwealth changes so much at night, isn't it? We should make good time when the weather's this clear. Damn rain. Hope it doesn't rust out my suit again. Those chems are gonna ruin you, soldier. Let's get airborne. Nothing like flying in style. Death from above. It's the only way to fly. Why are you bothering with that junk? If you keep hoarding that garbage, you're going to slow us down. Multiple targets approaching. That was charitable of you. I'm sure they appreciate the contribution. But we're only going to win them over by defeating our common enemy. I don't mind sharing. Just make sure we don't need it first. No problem. Can't stay back. We're getting overrun. Too dangerous. I'm in this one. You earned that, soldier. Feels good to be rewarded for your efforts, doesn't it? Just because we're soldiers doesn't mean we can't enjoy the spoils. Well, that's a skill they don't teach in boot camp. All right, nothing else? That it? Let me know if you need any more help. Roger that. Moving to long range. You could teach Proctor Teagan a thing or two. Bigger gun, bigger boom. Good job. Thanks. That feels a lot better. Whew. I'm good, thanks. Needed that. Now, let's move out. Watch it! We only fire when we need to. Locked and loaded. Watch where you're stepping, damn it. Careful. There could be more of those around. I wish my suit had a metal detector. We need to get out of this radiation. Now. How can you fight when your brain's clouded with those drugs? Quit now. That's all I have to say to you about those drugs you're taking. Roger. Holding position. Holding. Don't take too long. Why swim when you can walk? I'll just meet you on the other side. This isn't the Navy, you know. You're gonna slow us down with that leg. Better break out the stim packs. Your leg looks pretty bad. Don't try and run on that leg until you've patched it up. You want me to head back to base? Fine. But you better not forget where your loyalties lie. Returning to base. I trust this is only a temporary arrangement. I really think we're better off staying together, but it's your decision. See you back at base. Can't do it. I'd like to help, but you're asking the impossible. No, it couldn't be. I can't believe you found that. I'll be damned. It's real. That's wasteful. I suggest you pick it back up. Is that really necessary? I'd rather sell it for caps than drop it on the ground. No. You can't go around dropping valuable things like that. Building something? You like roughing it, huh? Watch out. Don't want to flatten you. Comic books? I thought they were a waste of time. Was that a good read? Learn anything interesting? What the hell is the matter with you? We don't murder innocents. Have you lost your mind? We only kill hostiles. I can't believe you did that, soldier. I should put you on report. A good soldier doesn't need crap like that to keep him going. That stuff's poison. The sooner you realize it, the better. I'd just leave that if I were you. If you think the Brotherhood needs it, then take it. I hope you know what you're doing. Careful. Taking things like that could start a fight. Your arm's looking pretty bad. Get some first aid on that arm. ASAP. Patch yourself up. Your arm looks like Swiss cheese. Hostiles coming in. Look alive. We've got company. Got it. I'm on it. Roger that. Affirmative. Moving to medium range. Hanging back. Roger that. Changing to medium range. Can't hold back. Going weapons hot. I've heard of breaching a door. This is a lot quieter. Outstanding. Let's open it up. Glad you're healing him up. He's a member of our team. Make sure you save one for us. We've got you, dog meat. Poor animal. It appears to be in dire need of medical attention. Your dog needs a stim pack or he's not going to last. I think dog meat's been hit badly. You should see to him. That's all for now. Falling back. I'll cover you from back there. Where do you want me? Awaiting your command. Ready. I hope you're packing some rat away. You need it. Maybe we should head back to Cade and get you cleaned up. Damn, you don't look so good. Nice craftsmanship. Keep shooting like that and you might accidentally hit something you care about. Watch where you're firing that thing. Lead the way, soldier. I'm at your 6. Roger that. Following. Going weapons hot. Permission to drop hostiles. Roger that. We're taking too many rads. We need to move out. Geiger's going crazy on my suit. We stay here too long, we're gonna get sick. That should keep you alive longer. Outstanding. Proctor Ingram would be impressed. That's a clever modification. You're pretty handy with that terminal. Halen would be impressed. Nice work. I've seen scribes take longer than that to hack a terminal. Anything useful on that terminal? I can't believe you're addicted to those chemicals. They're gonna slow you down. We don't do things like that in the Brotherhood. That's wrong. I'm not going to do it. You must be out of your mind. Forget it. That's never going to happen. Better think of something else, because I refuse to do that. Holding fire. Going weapons cold. Switching to defensive. Roger that. That's an interesting find. And still intact. Feeling a bit nostalgic? To you, that doesn't seem old. To me, it's an archaeological relic. Time to suit up. Feels like you can take on the world in there, doesn't it? Now that's what I call locked and loaded. Put your uniform on. Get some clothes on. You're embarrassing us. Is that absolutely necessary? Sorry, no can do. That's not possible. Negative. I really don't think that's a good idea. I wish you wouldn't take risks like that. That really isn't part of our mission. Ouch. That's a nasty head wound you got there. Can you even see straight? Hang in there, soldier. You're going to be okay. Amazing. I didn't even think that existed. You know our stance on synths.
Send them back to hell! Aim for their weak spot! Light them up! Suppressing fire! Pin them down! Shock and awe! Fight to the last man! Ad victoriam!
Shh. I heard something. I don't think we're alone. Hold up. I think we're being stalked. You hear that? We may have a problem here.
Damn it! I'm hit bad! Medic! Aid me, brother! Intruder alert! Over there! Get him! Found you! Not getting past me! We've got company!
You're making the Brotherhood proud. You're one hell of a soldier. That was interesting. That was foolish. Have you taken leave of your senses? Amazing. I can't believe it. That's not the way we do things in the Brotherhood. Quick thinking, soldier. Don't ever let me see you doing that again. Affirmative. Yes, I suppose. Not a problem. Negative. No, that's not going to happen. I have something for you. Take this, soldier. Thank you. Appreciated, soldier.
Mission accomplished. Threat neutralized. Standing down. Ceasefire! Target eliminated. That's how we do it in the Brotherhood. Hostile vaporized. We're clear. Going weapons cold. Sent them back to hell. Tango down. Long live the Brotherhood. Ad victoriam! For the Brotherhood! Lock and load. This is the part of the job that I love. Safety's off. Let's show them how the Brotherhood does it. No mercy! Kill them all! No prisoners! Remember the Citadel! For honor! For glory! Squash them! Bloatfly! Take them out! Assaultron! Watch for heavy fire! Use everything you've got! Don't let them bite you! Pestilent maggot! Deathclaw! Condition red! Fire! Don't let it get close! Damn chatterbots! This is hardly worth our time! Godless heathens! Exterminate them! Send them back to hell! Watch out for its flamethrower! Come on, you floating pile of garbage! Mirelurks! Take them down! Aim for their heads!
Must be my imagination. Sounding all clear. False alarm. I could have sworn I heard something. Canceling the alert.
Yeah!
Watch it. They've gone dark. I lost them. Contact lost. Heads up. They've stealthed.
Hit the dirt! For Elder Maxon! For the Brotherhood! Maintain your position! Hold your ground! Disgusting insect! Aim for the stinger! Red scorpion in range! Repulsive beast! Exterminate the heathens! Godless bastard! To hell with you! I'm gonna wipe you from the face of the earth! Exterminate the mutants! No mercy! Back to hell with you! Legs hit! My leg! Can't move! Can't see!
Negative visual on the target. Remain vigilant. I know they're still here.
Damn it! I'm hit! Damn!
Whatever you need. I'll make it happen. I hope nothing's troubling you today. What is it, friend? If you need anything done, I'll be there to help you. You're one hell of a soldier. You know that? How can I help you, Paladin? What's our next move? I have to say, I'm pretty disappointed in you right now. Maybe you aren't Brotherhood material after all. What is it now? Soldier? Yes? Huh? I don't blame you. You did what needed to be done. The only way to achieve peace is by using superior firepower. Now that's how the Brotherhood gets things done. I think that could have been handled a little better, don't you? A soldier's actions may be harsh, but they should also be fair. Think about that. Don't do that again. You're embarrassing me and embarrassing the Brotherhood.
Ad victoriam, brother. Nade out! Heads up! Nice try. Found them. Hostiles reacquired. Over there. Think you're clever? Going hand to hand. Come on. Ad victoriam.
Switching to search. Forget it. They're gone. Hostiles have retreated. I think they gave up. Wise choice. Sound the all clear. Targets have disengaged.
Incoming! Watch out! King, huh? We'll see about that. Watch for their blasts. Diseased vermin. Bleed, you filth. Slag those hulks. Slow and stupid loses the race. Waste of ammo. Time to send this creature back to hell. Sentrybot in range. Give it everything you've got. Go for the treads. Wretched insect. Watch the stinger. Die, you godless heathen. Die. No mercy. Blow its goddamn head off. Melt them down to slag. Blow those things to bits. Institute vermin. Synths. Destroy them. Burn them down. Arm shot. My damn arm. My arm's hit. My ears. Head's hit. Blacking out. Gut shot. Coughing up blood over here! Ah! My chest stings! Where'd they go? Damn, lost them. I'm not gonna make this easy for you. I always have time for you. What did you have for me today? I like when you're this close. I feel better knowing you have my back. You can count on me. You lead the way, and I'll always be close behind. Nice to have someone else to depend on, isn't it? What did you want? Make it quick. We have a lot of ground to cover. What's on your mind, soldier? How can I help you, initiate? How can I help you, knight? You have something on your mind? Spit it out. What? I haven't got all day. No. We're done talking. I've got nothing to say to you. Just turn around and walk away. I thought I was clear. We're done. Just stay out of my way. Yeah. Next time, maybe you'll try things my way. You see where that got you? Nowhere. I told you. Soft approach is a waste of time. That could have been handled more directly. Are you a soldier or a diplomat? Why did you let them get away with that? Swift justice is the only way to solve our problems. Now that's how a soldier conducts himself. You're an inspiration to the Brotherhood. Actions like that prove that the Brotherhood is a benefit to the people of the Commonwealth. You don't have to say anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. Ever since Cutler died, I've seen other soldiers come and go. Some were brave, some were honest. Hell, some were even downright heroic. But I'd never consider any of them to be a good friend. A friend like Cutler was. Until now. It's a good feeling, but it frightens me all the same, having a bond with someone then losing them. It changes you. I don't want to go through that again. Well, you deserve it. I didn't know you felt that strongly about about us. I'm sorry if I seem confused. You've certainly given me something to think about. Very well. It can wait. There is. I'm just not very good at these sort of things. Very well. I suppose it can wait. Let me start at the beginning. I grew up alone in the capital wasteland. Spent most of my childhood picking through the ruins and selling scrap. While I was there, I met a guy named Cutler. We got along pretty well. Watched each other's backs and kept each other out of trouble. When the Brotherhood came through on a recruiting run, we felt like it was a way out of our nowhere lives. So we joined up. When I was a bit older and had a few caps to my name, I moved into Rivet City and opened a junk stand. The FEV effect is irreversible. There was nothing anyone could do. What can I say? Maybe I'm becoming more like Krieg than I realized. Sometimes I need a reminder, but yes, there is. Glad to have changed your mind. I appreciate your time. When you were first placed under my sponsorship, I had some serious reservations about it. Despite all that, this has turned out to be a rewarding experience. For both of us. At this point, honestly, I don't feel like there's anything else I could teach you about being a Brotherhood soldier that you don't already know. It's apparent from your attitude and your actions that you intend to keep those ideals close to your heart. Is it that obvious? I've never been very good at these things. Forgive me, this is difficult. Then you understand why it had to be done. You've earned that faith by your own hand. A little bit, yes. I realize that. I wouldn't necessarily say that. Well, I've said what I had to say, and I hope that it meant something to you. I trust you'll keep this in confidence, of course. Some of that information was of a personal nature, and, well, I'd like to keep it that way. Yes, I'm getting to that. I'm just not very good at these things. Ready to continue our mission, soldier? There's still that off-the-record matter I'd like to discuss. Do you have time now? Do you want to have that talk now? Which is why this is going to be difficult to say. So I'd appreciate it if you bear with me. I didn't have a choice. When I was an initiate, my sponsor was Paladin Krieg, toughest squad leader I ever served with. He was a model soldier, embodying the values every trainee was striving to achieve. Fiercely loyal, secure in his beliefs, and brave to a fault. From the moment I was assigned to his squad, I was singled out. It felt like he was pushing me harder than the rest of the team. I fought by his side for years, and we had some seriously close calls. But he never explained to me why I was treated that way. No, I just felt it was the right thing to do. Back in the capital wasteland, the Brotherhood was at war with a traitorous group of rebels who called themselves the Enclave. They maintained a mobile command post at the remains of Adams Air Force Base, just outside of Washington, D.C. The Brotherhood spearheaded an assault on the command post, which was ultimately successful, but costly. Quite a few soldiers died in that battle, and Paladin Krieg was among them. He made his mark on history, and whether you choose to believe it or not, you have the potential to do the same. Even though I'm well aware that you have no control over it, I appreciate the sentiment. This isn't a formal meeting. I simply want to clear the air. I think we may have gotten off on the wrong foot when we first met, and I feel like I owe you an apology. Expecting you to embrace the standards of the Brotherhood without having a history with us was unfair. And given that you've adjusted so well to our beliefs, I don't think I needed to push so hard.
Thank you.
No, not at all. I'm just not very good at these things. I just thought you deserved to know how I felt. If you feel that I've overstepped my bounds, I completely understand.
Whatever the case may be, I appreciate the fact that you took the time to listen. Thank you. This is difficult for me to say, so I hope you'll bear with me as I try to get through it.
It's what I was taught. I don't know if it was right.
I'm not sure why you'd want to travel with this insubordinate civilian, but it's your decision, and feel free to access the evidence terminal. It's in the records room towards the rear of the facility. Is it? I don't know if anything will help me work through it. Once I saw what the Brotherhood had to offer, there was no comparison. I honestly don't know what to say. I didn't expect our conversation to lead to this. Yet you've been able to roll with every punch that's been thrown at you. Anyway, about a year after we were posted to the Prydwen, Cutler vanished on a scouting op. It took some convincing, but I was able to persuade my CO to let me assemble a squad and search for him. It took almost 3 weeks, but we tracked his team down to a super mutant hive. Those wretched abominations had slaughtered everyone but Cutler. He should have been so lucky. The mutant bastards used their FEV to change him into one of their own kind. He wasn't Cutler anymore. It was my duty to put him down. Don't you understand? Everything I had, everything I knew is gone. At least what you had was something tangible, something real. In the span of a few hours, my identity was ripped from me and my world turned upside down. You're welcome. If anyone deserves to know how I really feel, it's you. You don't need to thank me. I already know how you feel. I just wanted to remind you how much I appreciate your friendship. You're right. It was a settlement, built inside the remains of a beached aircraft carrier. One of the safest places to live in the capital wasteland, until the Brotherhood arrived. It was the perfect location for me to try my hand at being a merchant. I appreciate that. Maybe. I never got the chance to find out. Believe it or not, it's deeper than that. I suppose you're right. Maybe I'm just missing the point. My life's starting over. And I need to come to terms with everything I've lost and everything I've gained, which includes something important you've made me realize. Don't apologize. All of this confusion is my fault in the first place. I'd considered it, but unfortunately, I never had the chance. That's not the point. Clearly, I was ignoring my calling. Those sons of bitches who created me couldn't even be bothered to implant memories of having siblings or parents. I started out as nothing, and I've ended up as nothing. And I don't know what the hell to do about it. I don't even know how much of my own past is artificial and how much is real. Can you even imagine that? You did. After I was promoted to Paladin, and I'd moved on to my own squad, I received word that Krieg was killed at Adams Air Force Base. The news was like being kicked in the stomach. I mean, I'd lost some of my brothers and sisters before, but his death, well, it really got to me. It's taken me a long time to realize it. But the reason Krieg was so tough on me is the same reason I'm so tough on you. It's because I believe in you. And I don't want to see any of your potential go to waste. I'll try. You don't know how much it means to me to hear you say that. Look, I know that this has been difficult for you. In fact, I don't envy some of the recent decisions you've had to make. If our roles had been reversed, I'm not so sure I could have handled it as well as you did. Whatever the case may be, I just want to thank you for sticking by me and remind you that what I said before still stands. If you need me, I'll be here for you. Don't forget, if you need me, I'll be here for you. I owe you that much. If you had, I never discovered them. You're damn right I'm confused. I'm a machine that thinks like a human, who was trained to hunt the very thing I've become. Perhaps you're right. Sorry if I was out of line. Absolutely. From now on, I'll keep our relationship strictly professional. I'm getting to it. If you'll let me finish. Your wife, your son, they were living, breathing humans who loved you and cared for you. Your husband, your son, they were living, breathing humans who loved you and cared for you. Are you saying you're in love with me? This doesn't make any sense. After everything the Brotherhood taught you, how could you be in love with, well, a machine? I'm sorry, I can't right now. I'm not ready for something like that. The search for answers about myself has been difficult, and I'm afraid I've given you the wrong impression about how I feel. I think the best thing to do is forget we had this conversation, and to simply remain friends. I'm not giving up. Not yet. If he was, I never got a chance to ask. If you can put my synthetic nature aside for a moment, maybe you'll understand what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know. I'm not certain what the Institute embedded into my brain to handle things like this. If I was human, wouldn't this be a hell of a lot easier? I was a soldier. Now I'm just a soulless machine, and I'll do everything I can to live up to it. I'll hold you to it. Given the circumstances, I can't say that I blame you. Let me try to explain. You don't have to say anything at all. Absolutely. I just wanted to bring this to your attention before it was too late. I promise I'll do my part, keeping our relationship strong. I hope you'll continue to do the same. I'm glad to have you back. I don't know if I could have coped with losing you forever. You have my word. Look, I'm not trying to break up our friendship. That's the last thing I'd want to do. I just wanted to let you know how I feel, before things get worse and we both do something we'll regret. Not long ago, I approached you and berated you for straining our relationship. I told you I didn't like how things were going between us, and that I needed some time to reflect on it. After watching how you've taken my concerns to heart, I feel selfish for denying you a second chance. The truth is, I miss you terribly, and I was hoping that we could be together again. Will you give me another chance? Not long ago, I approached you and berated you for straining our friendship. I told you I didn't like how you were acting and that I needed some time to reflect on our partnership. After watching how seriously you've taken my concerns, I feel foolish for denying you a second chance. I'm sorry for being so blind, and I hope I haven't damaged our friendship beyond repair. I suppose I'll let you decide. Thank you for having faith in me. I understand, without question. It's kind of you to say that. From one soldier to another, I'm glad to see that our bond is as strong as ever. In all honesty, you're still the closest thing to a friend that I'm ever going to have out here. We've spent a lot of time fighting at each other's side, and you've saved my life on more than one occasion. So I've learned to trust you. Anyway, I just want you to know how much your friendship means to me, and I hope it continues long into our future. That trust isn't something I just hand out lightly, especially given the nature of my true identity. A lot about me has changed. I thought you knew that by now. When I told you how I felt about dealing with my new identity, you told me that you'd be tolerant, that you'd stick by me. I don't know what's changed since then, but you've definitely become more difficult to get along with. My fear is that you're starting to regret accepting that I'm a synth, that your Brotherhood training is pushing our friendship aside. Whatever the case may be, something has to change before it strains our relationship more than it already has. On the other hand, it could be my fault. I'm still trying to cope with the adjustments I've been forced to make. You must be joking. I told you how I felt about being estranged from my own identity, and how deeply it affected me. To be honest, it was pretty embarrassing. I don't blame you for blotting it out of your memory. I just hope it didn't make you uncomfortable. Understood. It can wait. That conversation we had earlier, the one regarding my personal struggles, I hope it didn't make you uncomfortable. Come on. Give me a chance to admit that I was wrong. Well, I admit it. I was wrong. The only clear choice is for me to leave the Commonwealth. The sooner I make for the border, the sooner I put this behind me. Take my holotags. Use them to prove that your mission was a success, or Maxim will just send someone else to hunt me down. Now, come on. Let's get the hell out of here. Thank you, my friend. But I have my own path to follow. Your anger simply proves my point. You're right. How could I have been so blind? I can't run away from what I am. To find peace, I need to face the fact that I'm my own worst enemy and live with the consequences. You're right. How could I have been so blind? I'm not technology that's gone out of control. I've been a benefit to mankind, not its downfall. Seems obvious to me. If Maxon learns that you've disobeyed a direct order to save the life of a synth, he'd have you executed. Why would you risk that for me? It doesn't make sense to me either. It just feels like a cruel joke. I remember being a child. I remember growing up in the ruins, everything. I suppose they programmed that all into my head. I mean, I feel like I've been in control of my entire life, making my own decisions and determining my own fate. Why does any of this even matter to you? You're obviously here to carry out Maxon's orders. Does he even want me alive? Even though the proof states I'm a synth, I don't feel any different than I did before. I still feel like a human. We both know that this is the right thing to do. If you refuse to follow Maxon's orders, you're undermining everything the Brotherhood stands for. I can't allow that to happen on my account. You're right. How could I have been so blind? I should consider how my death might affect the people that care about me. People like you and Halen. Don't be ridiculous. I'm not surprised Maxon sent you. He never liked to do the dirty work himself. Look, I'm not blind to the fact that we're good friends, and this must be very difficult for you. All too well. I've never been prouder of you than I am right now, brother. It's been a pleasure serving with you. Believe me, this is more of a shock to me than it is to you. I didn't know. Until Quinlan got that list decoded, I thought synths were the enemy. I never expected to hear that I was one of them. I think we both know how we can solve that problem. The fact that you're confused only strengthens my decision. If you leave here without completing your orders, then I'll carry them out for you. Maxon's obviously testing you, and I refuse to be the one who causes you to fail. Because I didn't know, but that doesn't change a thing. I'm a synth, which means I need to be destroyed. If you disobey your orders, you're not only betraying Maxon, you're betraying the Brotherhood of Steel and everything it stands for. Synths can't be trusted. Machines were never meant to make their own decisions. They need to be controlled. Technology that's run amok is what brought the entire world to its knees, and humanity to the brink of extinction. I need to be the example, not the exception. I wish Maxon had sent someone else. Actually, I might have a solution. The moment I learned the truth, I knew my life was in danger. I'm a soldier, so self-preservation kicked in. I needed to regroup and assess the situation. Once I got here, and I had some time to think, I realized I'd just made everything worse. I should have stayed on the Prydwen and accepted the inevitable. Like I said, I need to be the example, not the exception. If it wasn't for Halen, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So, what are your orders? Does Maxon even want me alive? I might have, if I'd known what I was. You need to continue your fight against the Institute. I have my own path to follow. I'm ready to accept the consequences of my true identity. Maxon's ordered you to execute me, and I'll be damned if I'm going to stand in your way. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I've made my decision. Look, I'm not blind to the fact that this must be difficult for you. Look, I'm not blind to the fact that we've had our differences, and this might be confusing things. I can't believe you'd risk your life just to keep me alive. Why would you do that for me? And he's right. But the news is just as much of a shock to me. I didn't know, I swear. Perhaps now that you've opened my eyes, I can consider my next move. I'm warning you, if you leave here without following your orders, I'll be forced to carry them out. Is that what you want? I don't wish to debate this any longer. You've sworn an oath to destroy the Institute and every synth that you find. No exceptions. Consider this your greatest test, Knight. Do you have what it takes to get the job done? I can't accept that. I'm sorry. Well then, I'm sorry to disappoint you. If that's the way you feel about it, then so be it. Come on. Just do it already. What the hell are you waiting for? Stop stalling and complete your mission. Come on, Knight. Say what you have to say. I know this is tough, but don't ignore me. It's all right. We did our best. Whatever you decide. Know that I'm going to my grave with no anger and no regrets. You convinced me that I was wrong to be ashamed of my true identity, and I thank you for it. That's an excellent suggestion. I've decided to stay here. If you leave the bunker, I'll finish what you started, which is why I've decided to stay here. That they do. You're not angry, are you? Say something. Anything. Farewell. I hope the next time we meet, it will be under happier circumstances. I suppose this is goodbye. I'll be here if you need me. I do. Thank you for believing in me, Arthur. I didn't plan on spending the rest of my days at this old listening post, but it will have to do. Besides, you're still going to need my help, and I'll be damned if I'm going to let you wander the Commonwealth alone. If you ever need me, I'll be right here. Now, you better get back to the Prydwen. In the meantime, I'll start making this bunker more livable. I'll contact her and let her know what happened here. It's the least I could do. I don't think Maxon knew she was involved, so she'll be safe. I might physically be a synth, but my heart and mind belong to the Brotherhood. The Institute is still a tremendous threat to the Commonwealth. They possess technologies that need to be confiscated or destroyed. I promise you, I won't hesitate to pull the trigger on them. You heard what Maxon said. If I'm seen aboard the Prydwen, at the police station, or at the airport, not only would I be killed, I'd undermine his authority. I won't do that. But if you need me to take the fight anywhere else, I'll be there. You're quiet. Can't say that I blame you. No. Maxon is a man of his word. As long as I stay out of the Brotherhood's way, he won't send anyone after me. It's not his fault. It's mine. It's not her fault. It's mine. It took a hell of a lot of guts to stand up to Maxon like that. Just make it quick. Please tell me you aren't seriously considering accepting this blood money, soldier. This is conduct unbecoming a soldier. It's the work of a common thug. Remember your training, soldier. You never let the enemy get inside your head. That's it, soldier. Show them how the Brotherhood gets things done. Let's move out. What the hell are you saying? It doesn't matter. It's over now. There's no call for flippancy, soldier. Aliens, don't make me laugh. Well, did you have something to say? I'll keep an eye out for hostiles while you operate the machinery. I'd advise against his suggestion. This isn't any of our business, and now you're gouging him for caps. I don't even know what to think right now. I'm disappointed. But at least the Minutemen's cause is noble. Bribing instead of fighting. That's a new one on me, soldier. A captain never abandons his vessel. Synths are only good for one thing. The scrap heap. That's horrible. I wish you'd learn to act for the greater good, not to line your pockets with caps. I don't care who he likes. He's helping synths escape the Institute. It's a disgrace. Honestly, for its age, the vessel is in remarkable condition. A wise decision, soldier. Dividing your attention would have been foolish. Fine. We'll do this the hard way. This really wasn't any of our business. I'd prefer if you focused your attention on the Brotherhood. But the decision is yours. That's an interesting colloquialism. Local, I take it? That would be highly unlikely. Don't give that away. We need to pass it on to our Brotherhood scribes for study. Take your time. Formulate your strategy. Then, execute when ready. There's no reason to take unnecessary risks like that, soldier. It must be a terrible feeling. I'm sorry for both of you. I suggest you take our more than generous offer, unless you wish to resolve this through combat. Well, make a choice. Caution can often be misinterpreted as hostility. I've seen it happen before. Better that robot than these hooligans. You just sent that man to die. How dare you call yourself a soldier? I think I'll listen to the rest of his plan before I pass judgment. Dr. Chambers has paid for her crimes against humanity. Well played, Kent. One way or another, we're going to see her. A good tactical choice, soldier. Exploiting a flanking position is a classic Brotherhood maneuver. You killed that man in cold blood. You're a disgrace to the Brotherhood. Choose your battles carefully. Don't waste them on situations that can be resolved through diplomacy. This is a complete waste of time. None of what he's saying exists. Well, we have our next target. Last chance. We don't need his blood money. Well done, soldier. This is all just smoke and mirrors and fictional nonsense. I thought you had a head on those shoulders. Your behavior is an embarrassment to the Brotherhood. I highly suggest you let us speak to her. Perhaps they're unqualified to handle the situation. How about everyone stays calm and we think about what we're doing here? I'm not so certain this person understands anything but a good old-fashioned pummeling. You're seriously ignoring a Brotherhood soldier? If the Brotherhood is going to win the hearts and minds of the people, we need to start behaving like we care. I'm more of a country western and bluegrass fan myself. It was admirable of you to help this citizen, even if the request was rather strange. We should help these citizens, not berate them. That's unacceptable, soldier. Unacceptable. This is going to be a waste of useful technology. Accepting a bribe? That's against regulations. Whoever programmed these robots needs to have his head examined. I suppose we can overlook it for now. Yes. I was wondering that myself. Time to pay for your crimes. Making the world better is the Brotherhood's primary mission. We just used less eccentric methods. Those extra guns would have given us a distinct advantage over the enemy. You're damn right they're machines. They're machines with the potential for free will, and they're a danger to everyone. Your crimes against these civilians ends now. You stood your ground. Well done, soldier. Yes. Maybe you should stick with being a soldier. Stand down, or we'll be forced to defend ourselves. Indeed, it took a great deal of restraint on my part not to open fire on the lot of you people. I'd advise against siding with these people. They're the real pirates here. It was a rather unpleasant encounter, to be sure. Better to align ourselves with the robot than this riffraff. I can't believe you did that. The Brotherhood does not execute innocents. That was tantamount to murder. Wrong move, soldier. This woman's work was a threat, and she needed to be neutralized. It certainly is. I suggest you hand her over. Right now. We're sorry for your loss, son. Bringing a child with us could be tactically dangerous. But it's an admirable decision. He isn't safe here. You're turning your back on a child. Deplorable, soldier. This entire situation is ridiculous. The only reason I haven't already gunned him down is for your sake. Under human supervision, I hope. I couldn't agree with you more. Building your farm here was a unique decision, citizen. If this thing even looks at me the wrong way, I'm putting it down. This is a clever implementation of robotic-driven agriculture. The aroma is rather pungent. If this thing has free will, it needs to be destroyed. Immediately. Why are we even discussing this? It's obvious how this is going to play out. This is going to be a pleasure. Who cares? Why are we even discussing this? They can be made docile with a code. Interesting. I'll have to make a note of that. A wise choice, soldier. You're making a deal with him. He needs to be put down. Personality should not be a part of a robot's programming. It's wrong. A code that resets a synth. I'll have to remember that. Interesting. Then this place must have some sort of pre-war significance. I suppose I wouldn't mind getting a drink. Mission accomplished. Don't worry, the only reason I'm here is to get slightly intoxicated. Stub, that machine appears to be selling something. Oh, never mind. Good. And for your sake, I suggest you keep it that way. Sounds like an Asian language. Wait a second. Maybe it's Chinese. All right, robot. You can drop the act. Who are you working for? What's your mission here? Ah, looks like a good place to take a break. What are those strange noises coming from that robot? What types of spirits do you serve here? Never mind. This establishment appears respectable. Dugout Inn. Wonder what that means. Thank you, citizen. You've been quite cooperative. Robot, identify yourself. You're obviously malfunctioning. I suggest you report to a maintenance center as soon as possible. You might think you're clever, but if you step out of line, I'll melt you into slag. I've got my eyes on you. If you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. Unidentified Mr. Handy Unit. State your identification and your intention, please. Baseball. I'm not familiar with that. Nice place you have here, citizen. Clean and quiet. Citizen, what's the origin of the name of this establishment? Excuse me, citizen, do you serve any non-alcoholic beverages? Aren't those notorious for being irradiated? Safety's off. I don't like the look of this place one bit. It's a shame these people have to live in fear, sheltering in this old stadium when all those perfectly good buildings are still standing outside. This place is barbaric. Is this really how far society has fallen?
I want you to take it easy for a while, Reese. You almost bought it when those ferals rushed us. I've made up my mind. No more supply runs until further notice, and that's the end of it. I said, take it easy. That means no long-range patrols or recon sweeps until further notice. Understood, Knight? Not yet, Halen. I don't want to take any chances until our reinforcements arrive. Well done, soldier. One less synth makes the world a better place. One less synth in the world puts the Brotherhood one step closer to complete victory in the Commonwealth. Do you have any idea what you've done, soldier? You've let an enemy of the Brotherhood go free. I highly recommend leaving some of that equipment behind. You're exceeding the maximum recommended payload for a ground unit, soldier. I suggest sorting through your gear and dropping anything you don't need. If you can't carry all of that equipment, give some of it to me. Carrying too much gear is tactically dangerous, soldier.
Get out of my sight, filthy ghoul.
Looks clear. Perfect place to set up a bivouac. This area appears secure. Perfect place for a bit of R&R. I've seen a lot of repulsive things in my day, but this is definitely the worst. Gruesome. Absolutely gruesome. Ugh. This is revolting. Let's keep moving. These noxious fumes are quite revolting. I'd advise against breathing in these fumes. They smell awful. What a horrible smell. Interesting. This area is devoid of the usual grime and debris. Given the current state of the Commonwealth, the cleanliness of this location is quite unusual. This space is far too organized to be unoccupied. Careful. The illumination level here is below minimum safety levels. Our visual acuity is being reduced to an unacceptable level here. I've fought in several harsh environments, but darkness has always been one of the toughest. Developing this level of technology is a lost art that the Brotherhood's hoping to revive. We should search this area carefully for any technical documentation or pre-war artifacts. This equipment's here for a reason. Let's find out why. This moisture is bad for my power armor. When you carry this much metal, you tend to stay away from the water. Getting drenched with water is just going to slow us down. All right. Hopefully there's something useful here. Let's see what we found. I wonder what's in here. Reporting in, Elder. Everything running smoothly, Proctor Ingram? Any discoveries worth mentioning, Proctor Quinlan? Proctor Teagan. Anything interesting turn up from our recon teams? Lancer Captain Cowles, how's the Pridwin faring, sir? How's the crew doing, Doctor? Anything to report, Knight? How are you feeling, Halen? You hanging in there? Scribe Nariah. All's well with your zoo here? This area's been occupied recently. This location isn't secure. I can smell your foul stench, mutant. Being in the open like this is tactically irresponsible. This isn't safe at all. We need to find some cover as soon as possible. Quite an interesting change of pace. I certainly wasn't expecting something like this. That was exhilarating. Did you know you talked in your sleep? Finding a quiet spot in the Commonwealth is a rare occurrence. We need to deal with these lights or move on. They're significantly reducing our combat efficiency. This light is inhibiting my vision. It's too bright in this location to maintain proper cover. Excellent. We have a weapon in here. Well, if you're hoping for chems, you're in luck. Found enough to make a meal here. Got some food for you in here. Found some chow. Got some water in here. If you're thirsty, I just found some water. Well, this is quite a find. Found a good bunch of stuff here. There's some useful things in here. Take a look. I can't do that. It's secured. That's locked up tight. I'd like to, but I can't get through the lock. Something doesn't feel right around here. This is quite an unusual location. This place would elicit fear in most individuals. Fortunately, my training prevents... Wait, what was that? This area has obviously been abandoned for quite some time. Judging from the amount of dust present, it's safe to assume we're the first people to investigate this location in quite a while. Remain vigilant. This place may appear abandoned, but that doesn't mean we should drop our guard. We need to get away from the noise before our hearing is damaged. Perhaps we should search for a way to make the noise stop. The sound level here is intolerable. I'm seeing evidence that something's recently inhabited this area. This is too dangerous. We're wide open out here. Watch your step. There's quite a bit of debris here. This area seems to be in disarray. I wonder if this is recent. Quite a bit of trash to pick through here. Searching through it could prove beneficial. There must be something significant in this area to merit these fortifications. Proceed carefully. These fortifications may still be inhabited.
Should the need arise, this fortification would make an excellent fallback point. This is a rare sight. Ad Victoriam. I'm more tired now than when we went to sleep. Better than a training exercise. There isn't much left to properly identify these remains. Whatever this thing was, it's been totally torn to pieces. Keep your safety off. Whoever or whatever created this mess might still be around. This looks like a good place to rest. Why is it so quiet in here? I don't like this. Found a firearm. Never can have too many weapons. Perfect. Got some armor here. If you're interested, I found a piece of armor. Ah, armor. Good. Found some stims. Got more stims for your first aid kit. Need some stims? Found a few. Found an assortment of chems. I see a few chems in here. Need 'em? Found a stash of water. Found alcoholic spirits in here. Try not to get drunk. Looks like a liquor stash. Not much, but a few bottles of liquor. Found an ammunition drop. Got some ammo in here. Found some ammo. Better stock up. Just a bunch of junk. What a waste of time. Don't get excited. It's just some scrap. Nothing. Just a pile of junk. Over 200 years ago, the abuse of technology drove our race to the brink of extinction. The Brotherhood refuses to allow that to happen again. By collecting all forms of technology and keeping it out of reach of those who seek to exploit it, we're ensuring the survival of the human race. Sounds like something crash-landed. We should investigate immediately. Did you see that? Some sort of streak of light, or maybe a vehicle of some kind. Don't worry. You'll get used to sleeping comfortably underneath massive containers of highly flammable gas. I really should have my armor adjusted while I'm here. I've served on this vessel for years. It's the only home I know. We should stock up on supplies before we begin our next mission. I never liked having squires aboard a warship, but Maxon thinks they need to train under fire. The food in the mess hall isn't bad. Well, as long as you don't smell it before you eat it. Let's talk to Proctor Tegan. I bet he has some excellent mods for our power armor. Dr. Amari appears to be placing her faith in technology. Maybe it's time you do the same. Traveling within someone else's memories must have been quite an experience. I'm certain that whatever you discovered while experiencing Kellogg's past will eventually lead you to your missing son. If this Dr. Virgil doesn't have a way to find your son, I'd recommend exterminating him without hesitation. So, that's the supposedly terrifying Institute courser? Didn't put up much of a fight. I've killed ferals that were more tenacious. Now, let's take that ship you've recovered and have it decrypted as soon as possible. This teleportation device you're building is a feat of engineering genius. It's a crime that the Institute is exploiting this technology for their own nefarious purposes. So, it appears your infiltration of the Institute was a success. It's a pleasure to see you again, soldier. You should be proud of what you've done, soldier. Destroying the Institute wasn't simply a victory for the Brotherhood. It ensures the survival of humanity itself. Well done. I trust we're following this freedom trail with the intention of finding and eliminating the railroad. Ridding the Commonwealth of that mutant scum and securing the Fat Man shells is a job well done, soldier. I'm pleased to see that you're taking my advice to heart and honoring the tenets of the Brotherhood. Rebuilding Liberty Prime will ensure our victory over our adversaries in the Commonwealth. Just thank you for believing in me. I promise I'll do whatever it takes to repay your kindness. I don't know what else to say to you. It's difficult to express my appreciation in words. The railroad was rife with traitors and sympathizers. Destroying them was the only way to ensure the security of the Commonwealth. Keeping the beryllium agitator out of the Institute's hands should be your top priority. Who knows what they intend to do with such a potent device? Getting Liberty Prime running is a proud moment for the Brotherhood. My only regret is that I wasn't there to see it with my own eyes. Defeating that Deathclaw was quite a feat of combat prowess. Well done, soldier. I wish you'd focus your attention on Brotherhood matters, but the Minutemen seem noble enough to assist. Lead on. Allowing the Minutemen to use a weapon of this magnitude is tactically irresponsible. Don't you realize that you may have just handed them the tools to destroy the Brotherhood? Those Mirelurks were no match for our superior firepower. Let's continue to our next objective. Killing that Mirelurk queen was quite an accomplishment, soldier. You should be proud. If the armory that Shaw's describing truly exists, we should definitely follow her lead. It may contain weapons or technology the Brotherhood would find useful. After the Minutemen are done with them, of course. The armory contains quite a collection of useful weapons. It's a shame you're electing to give all of it to the Minutemen. That all depends on your performance in the field, civilian. Let's just call it what it is. A test of your abilities. So are you in or not? I know that you're settling into your new position as Elder, but I'm hoping we can still count on you for field ops. I suspected as much. The troops will appreciate that. Outstanding. I know you need some time to come to grips with everything. Hell, all of us do. I'm going to head up to the Pridwin and discuss our next move with Kells. When you're ready, meet me on the command deck, and I'll give you a full report. Sir, I don't know where you're going, but if you want to remain a part of the Brotherhood, I'd get back here. Thank you, sir. And my current orders? Permission to come aboard, sir? Yes, sir. I feel promoted him to initiate, and I'd like to sponsor his entry into our rankings personally. Very good, sir. Ad Victoriam, Captain. They're responsible for the death of a close friend, a Brotherhood knight named Cutler. So when you ask if I hate them, I say hate's too gentle a word. Cutler was only one of their victims. Who knows how many others have suffered the same fate? Monitor your radio for distress signals. All recon teams are issued distress pulsers that put out a short-range homing beacon. An explosion tore this building apart. Some kind of high-yield detonation. Look at the blast crater. Their insertion point was in the hills near Malden. If we want to pick up their trail from the beginning, we should start there. Their insertion point was in the hills near Malden. If you want to pick up their trail from the beginning, you should start there. They faced their mission with courage. They fought with honor against overwhelming odds. They lived and died together, as brothers. That is what it means to be a member of the Brotherhood of Steel. I'll take them. The Brotherhood will honor their sacrifice. Here are some caps for your service. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I'll see that the tapes are delivered to their next of kin. Judging from what I've seen so far, I don't doubt it. We'll call the shots. You just give us the rest of your intel. You'll be fine. Just find the strength you need within yourself. If this is important to the Institute, you're committing treason, soldier. Pull yourself together. We'll call the shots. You just give us the rest of your intel. Take a moment to collect yourself, and then tell us how we can help. It doesn't matter who's to blame. We need to defuse this situation. You have to seize the moment. Don't look at me. This wasn't my idea. I can't believe you're threatening the Minutemen and siding with the Institute. This is unforgivable. That was rather harsh. We'll call the shots. You just give us the rest of your intel. That was excellent advice. Try and follow it to the letter. We'll call the shots. You just give us the rest of your intel. Of course you're not. You're a soldier. Fault is irrelevant. We need to defuse this situation. I can't believe you're assisting the Institute. Why not just shoot Maxon in the head and be done with it? Take a deep breath and concentrate. You can do this. Exactly. So help us defuse the situation. These super mutants are a threat to the security of the airport. We have to deal with them first. I think you're being a bit harsh. But this is your show. This man is obviously delusional. I recommend we switch tactics. Good luck, General. I hope you find your son. We appreciate the offer, Proctor. All right, you heard the Proctor. We'll search floor by floor if necessary. The Institute does. That's why we're here. I'm certain that would be an interesting tale. Remember, conserve your ammo and short, controlled bursts. It'll be a pleasure to exterminate that mutant filth. We deserve an answer, Doctor. We appreciate the offer, Proctor. That sounds fascinating. Perhaps the Brotherhood could adopt that as a training regimen. That thing shouldn't be living anywhere. It should be put out of its misery. Agreed. The press often manipulates the truth in order to deliver their agenda. That sounds ideal. It's a shame it was so long ago. I find that the press often manipulates the truth in order to deliver their agenda, which would be doing the world a favor. That's positively barbaric. Looks suspiciously like a prison camp. We should proceed with caution. The putrid stink of dishonesty hangs heavy in the air here. Or maybe it's just the Brahmin. The Minutemen remind me of the Brotherhood when Elder Lyons was in charge. Unfocused and far too charitable for their own good. If we're running an op for Amari, you've got to spill the beans on what she does for us. He'll find out anyway. If we're running an op for Amari, you got to spill the beans on what she does for us. She'll find out anyway. Yes, it's a clever use of pre-war architecture. I'll have to make a note of that. There's no need to be rude. This civilian is trying the best that he can to survive, and I applaud him for it. I'd say it looks quite resourceful. That's never gonna happen, mutant. If you intend to head through that tunnel, we'll have to take down those raiders first. Unbelievable. Hasn't man done enough damage with these nukes already? It appears someone went on a bit of a rampage. Don't mistake my tolerance of your existence for friendship, Synth. We have nothing to say to each other.
A chemical weapon's been deployed. We need to get out of here.
We have to be careful. One solid hit in the right place could bring this whole overpass crashing down. As if there isn't enough suffering in the world already. The artist of these portraits was apparently suffering from some serious mental anguish. I wouldn't advise staying here any longer than necessary. The campsite's obviously been compromised. These robots are completely ignoring the fact that their charges have passed away. They must have a fault in their programming. We might want to skip searching these cabins. The entire area has been compromised by mirelurks. You mean to tell me that people used to live in these tiny vehicles? I didn't realize the overcrowding was that severe. Rest well, little one. Rangers patrolled the woods, seeking retribution for crimes against the environment. Not so different from the Brotherhood. The government set up these food rationing sites in preparation for a long war. I don't think they expected things to end up this way. Had they gotten it operational, Mass Fusion's experimental reactor would have made places like this obsolete. Poseidon Energy was one of the largest power companies on the East Coast. I heard they were trying to buy out Mass Fusion right before the war began. That's a military-grade robot ahead. We should approach with extreme caution. I've never seen a turbine this large before. I wonder if it's still operational. Unless I'm mistaken, it appears that these people killed each other. If the shoreline continues eroding, there won't be much left of the Commonwealth to liberate. It's impressive that this oversized wooden walkway is still intact. I'm not certain we should be playing with these controls. We don't know what they do. It appears as though this automated tour guide is unaware of current events. Damn it. These raiders are using power armor. Aim for the fusion core. These filthy insects will eat anything. This plane is amazingly intact. The pilot must have executed an impressive landing. These raiders have become annoyingly resourceful. We'll have to put a stop to that. These mirelurks obviously have no respect for the historical significance of this location. Well, that sounds familiar. The Brotherhood uses similar recall messages in times of war. This scrap would be useful for repairing power armor. I'll have to make a note of this location. Every map of this area we've recovered has the common marked with a big red X. I guess we'll find out why.
Traveling this far from the police station is a risk. But getting that transmitter up and running needs to be our top priority. We don't know much about them, except that they're short-lived and broadcast on a frequency only obtainable with a high level of technology. We're concerned that whoever or whatever is creating those energy readings might be a potential threat. So it's our job to investigate. If it was up to me, I'd relocate my team. But Scribe Halen detected some disturbing energy readings in the area that need to be investigated.
We'll take this alley. Follow me.
If we take this road, we should be able to avoid the larger packs of ferals infesting Cambridge. ArcJet is a short hike to the west. It might surprise you to learn that my recon team isn't the first to visit the Commonwealth. Over the last 7 years, 2 other teams were sent here by the Brotherhood to gather technology. The first team's mission was a huge success. They came back with crates full of pre-war artifacts and historical documents. The second wasn't so fortunate. Shortly after they arrived, we lost contact with them, and they haven't been heard from since. As far as my team goes, we've lost 4 good men to this godforsaken wasteland. We've been a target from the moment we arrived. But despite our setbacks, I don't intend to give up and head home, or end up missing.
If it ever comes down to it, I'll gladly spill my own blood if it means keeping you by my side. Wherever it is that you're leading us, I'll proudly follow. I feel like we've become an unstoppable team. Together, we can conquer any obstacle that gets in our way. You're one of the finest soldiers I've ever had the privilege of serving with. You've returned everything that's been stolen from me. I'm forever in your debt. No matter how bad things get out here, just remember that I'll always have your back. The bravery you showed by standing up to Maxon on my behalf will never be forgotten. This civilian's efforts to befriend these mirelurks was misguided and fatal. That being said, you're about to get to know the Prydwen up close and personal. I've received orders that we're both to report to her immediately. Head up to the roof of the police station and hop aboard that vertibird. You're going for a little ride. Follow me up to the roof of the police station. We're going for a little ride. We call our ship the Prydwen. She's loaded with enough troops and supplies to mount a major offensive. If she's here, Elder Maxon's here. And that means we're going to war. Amazing, isn't it? Maxon is the commander of this division of the Brotherhood of Steel. He's the model of what every Brotherhood soldier hopes to become. If we're going to war, I can promise you that he'll be leading the charge. What's the matter? Don't like kicking in the door? Don't worry. You'll fall in line with our tactics sooner or later. I'm not sure, but I think it might have something to do with the data on the Commonwealth we sent them after the transmitter was repaired. Whatever data we gave them must have been important enough to send, well, pretty much everyone. Doesn't matter what I expected. Besides, why should we hold back when we have something like that at our disposal? If history's proven anything, it's that an overwhelming show of force has a chance of halting a conflict before it begins. I felt the same way the first time I saw it, too. I'll be in the mess hall if you want to talk. Good luck with Maxon. Lancer Captain Kells is waiting for us on the Prydwen. What are you waiting for? Get up to the Prydwen now. The vertibird on the roof of the police station will take you up to the Prydwen. Cavalry's arrived. And it looks like they sent in the big guns. Roger that. Let's move out. Negative. There's nothing good about it. That's a shame. Well, if you change your mind, you know where to find us. Good luck to you. Agreed. It's a refreshing change to work with a civilian who can follow orders properly. Scribes would have a field day in here. These robots were assaulted by Institute synths. Look at the evidence. There isn't a single spent ammunition casing or drop of blood in sight. Nice work. Let's get moved.
Synth ambush! Light 'em up!
That's what I wanted to hear. Meet me back at the police station, and we'll discuss the details. Look at this place. Unfortunately, no. We're both alive and the transmitter's been secured. There's no need to scrutinize the details. You could spend the rest of your life wandering from place to place, trading an extra hand for a meager reward. Or you could join the Brotherhood of Steel and make your mark on the world. So, what do
Video by Selfie Gaming. Subscribe, like, and follow.
you say? The way I see it, you've got a choice. That's it. You think you can just walk away? I expected better from you, Paladin. We're still on track. Hopefully he's not much further. I won't hesitate sharing my experiences, particularly if I feel they might inspire others. Unfortunately, this isn't the time or the place, and you don't appear to need much in the way of motivation. Well, it's good to see you dealt with them the Brotherhood way. I suppose you're right. And judging from the corpses around here, you don't appear to need much in the way of motivation. Have you taken leave of your senses? Thank you, brother. It's good to know you're taking my advice to heart. Normally, I wouldn't hesitate sharing my experiences, but this isn't the time or the place. Glad to see we're fighting for the same cause. I wish all of mankind shared your sentiment. What's important here is that you got the job done and secured these warheads. You should head back up to the Prydwen and talk to Maxon. I'm sure he'll want to debrief you as soon as possible. Dismissed. Anyway, that's enough of that. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? Look, I don't mean to bore you with my rhetoric. I just want you to understand how important these missions are. It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything that we hold dear.
Are you honestly telling me you have no idea what I'm talking about?
No problem.
Let me know when you're ready.
Well, you'd better learn to start.
Not at all. You want me to return to base? Offending me should be the least of your worries right now.
Very well. Help yourself.
There's a difference between collateral damage and cold-blooded murder. If you're telling me you can't distinguish the difference, perhaps you don't belong in the Brotherhood.
Very well. Apology accepted.
Understood. Avoiding the issues doesn't make them go away.
I'm prepared to take on whatever the Commonwealth throws at us, especially if I have you by my side. When you're ready to go, I'm right there with you.
I don't know how you think the Brotherhood of Steel operates, but the one thing we never do is murder the innocent. I don't care what sort of technology they're sitting on. If they aren't getting in our way or taking up arms against us, they aren't the enemy. Let's just move on and forget that this ever happened. In the future, just try and remember why we're out here.
Okay, let's get going then.
Look, the only reason I'm getting angry is because I care so much about you. It hurts me when I see you making such a terrible mistake. Look, If I'm getting angry, it's only because we're good friends. And good friends watch out for one another. Look, I hope I'm getting through to you. I'm not trying to make things difficult between us. I'm just trying to keep you from straying off the path. Look, I don't know what's gotten into you lately, but this is just another example of your disturbing behavior. It's got to stop. If it doesn't, then maybe you should start looking for someone else to watch your back. Sure, Codsworth. Thanks. Don't worry, Garvey. There shouldn't be a problem as long as the Minutemen don't get in my way. Just make sure you keep our mutual friend safe. You're totally unaware of what I'm even talking about, aren't you? Roger that.
I'll head back to the bunker and wait for you there. Just be careful. If anything happened to you, I honestly don't know what I'd do.
I'll see what I can do to make myself useful while you're gone. Ad Victorium. I'm not going to lie to you. I think this is a foolish decision. But it's yours to make. Be careful. Avoiding me isn't going to solve the problem, you know. Take some time to collect yourself. Then come find me when you're ready to get back to business. The hell you don't! I'm your commanding officer! My duty is to uphold the ideals of the Brotherhood. So nothing, not even your rank, is going to stop me from speaking my mind. Not a problem. We need to talk about what you did. Right now. Good. Then I'm getting through to you. The fact that you don't understand why I'm angry is exactly the reason that I'm leaving. I'm not threatening you. I'm trying to offer advice. I would hate to see you alienate yourself from the Brotherhood. And from me, I've had enough. We're done. Hold up. We need to talk about what you did. Right now.
Did you have time for that personal matter I mentioned? If you have a moment, I have something personal I'd like to discuss.
We really need to talk. Things seem to be changing between us, and I really think we need to talk.
Would it be possible to speak off the record for a moment?
If you have a moment, there's something I'd like to discuss with you. We still need to talk. We really need to talk. Something's wrong, and I want to get to the bottom of it.
You ready to talk now? I need to know what's going on with you. Hold up. Why don't you cut to the chase and tell me what's going on with you?
We need to talk. Now.
That sounds like an admission to me.
No, I need you in the field. Reese and Halen have things under control for now. Are you ready to go? Outstanding. Report back when you're prepared to move out. I've informed Captain Kells of your search for the missing recon team. Going forward, report your findings directly to him. You handled yourself well, Paladin. Is there anything else we need to discuss? The last squad went in 3 years ago. They never reported back. Officially, they're missing, presumed dead. He still has a long journey ahead of him, but his skills and experience will be an asset to the Brotherhood. Just remember everything I taught you, and you'll do just fine. Keep your gun loaded, and watch your back out there. Your contributions were acceptable. If you think the Minutemen and the Institute can coexist, you're out of your mind, soldier. Has the world gone insane? I can't believe you're taking orders from a machine. It's time to take a stand, Doctor. What's it going to be? We appreciate the offer, Proctor. And we want to stop the Institute from using its technological superiority as a weapon. Looks like a bomb storage and disposal facility. Watch what you shoot at in here. Having the Prydwen moored above the airport keeps the Brotherhood within striking distance of the city. All signs point to this location being extremely dangerous. We should proceed with caution. Vault Tech built places like this to conduct unethical experiments on human beings. Just thinking about it makes me sick. A submarine would be a valuable addition to the Brotherhood's arsenal. Perhaps we'll learn something useful about them while we're here. It's going to take years to get the stench of super mutant out of here after we've exterminated them. If the Minutemen had been more organized, they wouldn't have had to abandon this fortification. Interesting. A structure in this condition might contain pristine pre-war artifacts. We should search it carefully. Mirelurks will be a pleasure to kill. Another mutated creature, thanks to man's tampering with nature. As far as I'm concerned, yes. I'm going to recommend you to be awarded the rank of Knight. Now, nothing's official until you speak to Elder Maxson, but I wanted you to be the first to know. There's one last order of business I wanted to get out of the way. Are you ready to head up to the ship? I'm not sure, but I think it might have something to do with the data on the Commonwealth my team gathered before it arrived. Now, I've received orders that we're both to report to the Prydwen. However, if you want to run a few ops for Scribe Halen or Knight Reese first, they could certainly use your assistance. I'll leave the choice up to you. Let me know when you're ready to mount up. I'm Paladin Danse, Brotherhood of Steel. I've been trying to send a distress call to our vessel at Boston International Airport.
but the signal's too weak to reach them. Over there is Scribe Halen and Knight Reese. Thanks aren't necessary. Just continue excelling at your duties, soldier. I felt the same way the first time I saw it, too. Everyone starts out as a knight or initiate. It's not meant as a sign of disrespect toward your abilities. Understood. Let me know when you're ready to depart. Interested in recruitment, huh? Well, let me ask you a few questions. Outstanding, soldier. When we met at the police station, you told me you wanted to join the Brotherhood of Steel. Is that something you're still willing to do? Or should we just say our goodbyes? Halen, Reese, it's time to welcome our newest recruit to the Brotherhood. Takes your breath away, doesn't it? You're not seriously considering letting this creature live, are you? You're awfully quiet. Excuse me, I believe we were talking. Are you ignoring me for a reason? I'd appreciate it if you said something. You ignore people often? I'd appreciate a response, Knight. I'd appreciate a response, Paladin. I'd appreciate a response, Sentinel. I'd appreciate a response, Initiate. Only if it plays nice back, Citizen. Trust me, freak. You wouldn't. If we both go charging in there, he's going to panic. Getting one of these antiques to run is quite an impressive feat of engineering. Someone needs to teach that vessel's navigator a few lessons. Keep your safeties off. I believe we're passing under the center of Concord. I believe this automated staircase was used to convey individuals from one floor to the next. The epitome of laziness. Super mutant excrement. The pungent stench is unmistakable. Damn super mutants. They should be exterminated for their crimes against humanity. The thought of what must have transpired here sickens me. Damn ferals are coming out of every crack in the ground. An infestation that needs to be exterminated. The Brotherhood finds the press to be a necessary evil. In times of war, propaganda is just as important as bullets. By the time the Great War started, mass fusion supplied power for almost the entire Commonwealth. I recommend against entering that lake. The radiation levels are dangerously high. Let's make sure that every single one of these ferals is eradicated. Repurposing this recreational facility as a hydroponics experiment was very resourceful. This is disgusting. I can't believe mass fusion dumped these barrels here. I'm surprised this place hasn't been stripped clean. When these things learn how to program each other, that's where the trouble begins. This is actually nicer than some medical facilities I've seen on the battlefield. I've never been fishing before. I wonder if it's even possible these days. The only thing those glowing ones are useful for is decorating the pavement when I gun them down. I wonder how long it will take before the quarry becomes inhabited again. I believe that this is a bomb disposal facility. I hope the school children that occupied this building weren't forced to live out the rest of their days in this vault. It appears that this facility is more than just bomb disposal. It's been converted into a launching silo as well. An ancient television studio. This equipment could prove useful to the Brotherhood. If you think this is grim, imagine how many people didn't have the luxury of a proper burial after the bombs hit. Stay close. That mechanical animal lacks sufficient capability to serve as a proper traveling mount. What's the point? These unfortunate infants never even had a chance. Your people have done an impressive job restoring this fortress to its former glory. Select your targets carefully down here. These automobiles tend to explode when struck by weapons fire. I'm amazed you were able to get the engine to activate. Now all we have to do is hope that it remains stable. This is an excellent fallback point if things get too hot. Watch your step. It's impossible to get an accurate sounding without the proper equipment. I'm astounded that this vessel's nuclear power plant is still viable. Remain vigilant. This feels like an ambush. Let's hope that the structural engineers who created this building designed it to last. Why would a place of worship fabricate these strange, colorful facades? I wonder what they were trying to hide. I just wanted you to know that you're the only reason I haven't opened fire and burned this place to the ground. I'm only going to say this once. Don't touch anything. You turn the wrong valve, you could flood the entire vessel. Our new mission priority should be cleansing this town of its super mutant infestation. It's a training yard. Was Vault-Tec training their own private army? I would advise against trying any samples, unless you want to end up puking your guts out. For a location that holds historical significance, it's severely lacking in technology. Those footfalls are too heavy to be human. Be ready for anything. I can't wait to pay the Institute a visit. Area looks clear. Perhaps we should stop here and rest for a bit. I remember this author. Wrote something about going into the woods to discover how he lived or something. Looks like Vault-Tec ran out of time on this one. I've never been fortunate enough to watch a moving picture show before. Keep away from me, you filthy ghoul. Being replaced by a machine. Embarrassing. Get out of my way, synth. Exercise extreme caution out there, Piper. The Commonwealth is hazardous for civilians. There's something you're keeping from me, Deacon. If I find out what it is and I don't like it, there will be hell to pay. Get that damn synth away from me before I shoot it in the head. I can't believe you're replacing me with this thing. I wish everyone down there believed in our cause. But they've been blinded by rumors and misinformation. They don't realize that the Brotherhood of Steel is the Commonwealth's last hope for survival. Every man, woman, and child below is in mortal danger. If we fail, it's only a matter of time before the enemy overwhelms the population. Cleansing the Commonwealth is our duty, and I will gladly spill my own blood if it ensures our victory.
That minigun in front of you is loaded and ready to fire. If you spot anything hostile during the flight, I suggest you put it to good use. Make sure you properly identify your targets before you start shooting. We don't want to have any mishaps and fire on the locals.
We're on final approach to the airport. The Prydwen should be coming into view just ahead. We'll be meeting Lancer Captain Kells on the flight deck. Just stick close to me and answer all of his questions. The Commonwealth looks different from up here, doesn't it? It never ceases to amaze me how drastically your perception of the battlefield changes from the air. We're going to need that edge when we take on the Institute. They've already proven that they're technologically superior, which means there's no telling what types of weapons they'll have in their arsenal. Hopefully, our air superiority and tactical know-how will make the difference. Now all we have to do is find them. And I'm betting that Elder Maxon will have a plan already in place by the time we arrive. There she is. It's been far too long since I've been aboard. All right, soldier. This is the moment when everything changes. I hope you're ready. A decade ago, the Brotherhood had almost gone completely astray. The Elder before Maxon sent us down a path that was leading nowhere. He was more concerned about charity than the preservation of technology. But when Maxon took over, he single-handedly reprioritized the Brotherhood from the ground up and put us back on the path to glory. This ship and its crew are a testament to his leadership. You know about the evidence terminal? Now, how would a civilian like you come by information like that? Yes, sir. I field promoted her to initiate, and I'd like to sponsor her entry into our rankings personally. I've never been prouder of you than I am right now, sister. It's been a pleasure serving with you. That's the plan. If history's proven anything, it's that an overwhelming show of force has a chance of halting a conflict before it begins. There's no reason to be subtle when you have that in your arsenal. We're here to retrieve a device that will boost the signal from the radio tower at the Cambridge police station. Without it, we can't make contact with our superiors. Contrary to what you might believe, I'd like you to remain alive during the course of our mission. I don't plan on rushing through the facility without extreme caution. Pick up the pace. Time's wasting. Keep moving. Double time it. Keep checking your 6 for hostiles. No time for chatter. That order can only be given by Railroad Prime. There has to be a power backup system somewhere. Scout the maintenance area off of the main chamber. I'll remain here and watch our backs. Looks like a dead end. See if you can find a way to get that door open. I'm going to reconnoiter the area. They're a group of scientists who went underground when the Great War started. Spent the last few decades littering the Commonwealth with their technological nightmares. Damn it, I was hoping to avoid this. There's a measurable difference between being frightened and being prepared. Now, let's move out. You're making a foolishly hasty assessment. It's a big decision, so I understand your hesitation. If you decide you want to become one of us, you know where we are. Good luck. Accepting constructive criticism is the best way to improve ourselves, both physically and mentally. However, this doesn't diminish your role in the operation. Without your assistance, it could have been in jeopardy. They're an abuse of technology created by the Institute. Abominations meant to improve upon humanity. It's unacceptable. They simply can't be allowed to exist. Well, that could have gone smoother, but mission accomplished. There is that. But I hoped you might be an ally for us. He was a fine soldier once. But now, he's just another outcast. Well then, consider this your wake-up call. I don't like being ignored. It's unacceptable. You'd better wise up and speak to me if you care about our partnership. Your words mean nothing to me. Well, if it's true, you certainly have a strange way of showing it. You what? You don't even have an excuse. Pathetic. I gave you a chance and you squandered it.
I'll provide you whatever advice you need to defeat our common enemy, but you can consider our partnership terminated. I'll still follow orders and do my part for the Brotherhood of Steel, but I don't have to travel with you to do it. I can prove just as useful elsewhere. I'm willing to give you another chance, but mark my words. If you stray from the path again, we're through. It's never too late to evaluate yourself and change. I know there's still potential within you. What I think you need to do is step back and take a good look at yourself. Now let's get moving.
If I'm right, I don't think you'll like what you'll see. And then maybe you'll do something about it.
No, I'm sorry. That's just not good enough. Well, whatever the case may be, something's wrong between us.
I'm not a fool. I realize that it hasn't been easy out here. For any of us. But you need to wake up and get control of whatever's causing you to act this way. Otherwise, you might just find yourself wandering the Commonwealth alone. I don't know if it's friendship or an anomaly in my programming. After all, I'm not really human. But whatever it is, I can't deny that I'm feeling closer to you than anyone else I've ever met.
I don't know. You tell me. You need to start deciding where your priorities lie before it's too late.
Honestly, I don't even know where to begin. There's so much I wanted to say.
Lashing out like that is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. I don't know what's gotten into you lately. Gladly. Well, soon then. Things like this shouldn't be neglected.
I've spent my entire life, or at least what I perceive as my life, following a plan to shape my own future. But since my banishment, I feel lost. Almost like I exist without purpose. For the first time since that moment I signed up with the Brotherhood, I don't have all the answers. I don't have a plan, and it scares the hell out of me.
I would hate to see you alienate yourself from the Brotherhood. And from me. Just take the time to remember why we're out here.
It is important, but I don't even know where to begin. There's so much I wanted to say.
Thanks. I've given you more respect than anyone else I can remember, and you've been throwing it back in my face. The way you've been acting lately, it seems like everything I've taught you is a waste of time. Look, because we've spent so much time together, I'm going to give you a word of advice. Stop all this nonsense and start acting like you give a damn before it's too late. We've been getting along quite well together, but lately you've been acting strange. I don't know exactly what it is, but you just don't seem like yourself.
In fact, you remind me of how things were when you first joined the Brotherhood, ignorant of our regulations and our beliefs. Now, I don't want to stand here and lecture you, because I think you know exactly how you can fix the problem. I hope I'm right. Otherwise, you might end up finding yourself without a partner. Am I clear?
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to have to be patient with me. Coming to terms with these, well, human feelings is going to be a very difficult journey. But if we can tackle those obstacles together, I think that this relationship could last a very long time. I have some reports to file, and you have a debriefing to attend. We'll talk later. There's Lancer Captain Kells. Follow me. Of course he does. How could he afford not to? Don't let his age fool you. Maxon's a brilliant tactician, a formidable warrior, and possesses an idealistic vision for the future of the Brotherhood. I'd follow him anywhere, without question. Good. Because we've got a lot of work ahead of us, and I don't want anything slowing us down. Suit yourself. I'll be in the mess hall if you need me.
Good.
Damn right you didn't think. He was a Brotherhood Paladin. You didn't even try to talk him down.
He lost his drive, his discipline. Even if he returned to the Brotherhood, he would never be the same.
I expected you to talk him down. You only made things worse.
We've done all we can do here. Let's report back to the captain.
Yes. That's right. What happened to them? I refuse to stand by and continue to watch you slaughter innocent people to satisfy your bloodlust. You told me you had it under control, but it's obvious you had no intentions of following through. I might have been exiled from the Brotherhood, but I'll be damned if I'm going to stand idly by while you tarnish its name. Look, the only reason I'm getting angry is because I see you have the potential to excel within the Brotherhood. You're wasting my time, soldier. Go do something useful. Where are you going? We still have some things to discuss. You're awfully quiet. Do you need a medic or something? I can't tell if you're bored or just ignoring me. It's my own personal modification of the standard Brotherhood laser rifle. May it serve you well in battle. I highly doubt that would have been the case, but it certainly would have been considerably more difficult.
In light of that fact, I'd like to present you with this. This doctor won't listen to reason. He needs to pay for his crimes. I'll be surprised if he surrenders peacefully. Keep your weapons ready. More synths could pour in at any moment. You'd be under my command, and I'd expect you to follow orders. No more mercenary work. This is the real thing. You'd have access to advanced military weapons, as well as your own personal suit of power armor. Most importantly, you'd have the Brotherhood at your back, ready to spill its own blood to keep you alive. So, what do you say? I only ask for two things from anyone under my command: honesty and respect. You fall in line, you stay in line. I give you an order, and you follow it. It's as simple as that. Report back to the police station. I'll be there soon. Just need to survey the area for technology. Halen and Reese have plenty to do. See if you can lend them a hand. You're a Brotherhood initiate now. Feel free to take whatever supplies you need for your assignments. Oh, sorry to hear that. But I respect your decision. If you ever change your mind, you know where to find us. Sharing technological information isn't permitted. However, if you wish to donate yourself for study, I'm certain our scribes would be pleased. That's an interesting warning coming from someone who dabbles in manipulation and subterfuge. Hold up! If we both go charging in there, he's going to panic. I'll stay out here and cover our rear. You deal with Clark. See if you can talk him down and get some answers to this mess.
Ferals? Damn it! They're under the base. Open fire!
I'll stay out here and cover our rear. You deal with Clark. See if you can talk him down and get some answers to this mess. Watch your tones, Sergeant. Corvega vehicles have small fusion engines under the hood, so watch where you shoot. Why would politicians need a sporting arena? It makes no sense. It appears that these ships were washed together after the bombs fell. May as well search the remains and look for anything of use. This is an astonishing waste of technology. That's the USS Constitution. What it's doing up on a building is a mystery. A battle memorial to the fallen. We should observe a moment of silence. We should search this laboratory from top to bottom for useful technical documentation. Be on your guard. There may be something using that rowboat for cover. This library would be quite beneficial to our scribes. I'll have to make a note of its location. This is horrible. Just horrible. I can't even imagine. There appears to be an illicit drinking establishment concealed down here. As if regular super mutants weren't bad enough. Now we have to find something like this? Let's check out that house. But don't let your guard down. It's fortified for a reason. I don't recall the Brotherhood having any records on this agency. We should investigate further. I wonder what type of genetic experimentation was going on in this facility. They deserved it. Every single one of them. The Institute's reign of terror over the Commonwealth has ended. Ah, yes. The home of the famed Charles River Trio. What? You're not the only one with a radio, you know. Watch for ambushes and check your fire. Safety's off. We're about to have company. Pre-war artifacts are more valuable than treasure. They give us glimpses at moments in time that will never repeat. Now maybe you'll believe me when I tell you that the Institute cares very little about the Commonwealth. This is exactly the reason that science never belonged in the private sector. I'm going to guess that the residents of this vault didn't even know this section existed. Does he really think this is going to stop us? This is the perfect example of how environmentally irresponsible the ancient corporations behaved. Let's see if we can get these rats to leave the sinking ship. I bet a month's pay that we'll find an illicit experiment gone awry inside this vault. These crypts would make an excellent place to seek shelter during a bombardment. Be very careful. It's likely that this entire area is biologically contaminated. Facilities like this were funded by privately owned corporations, more interested in making a profit than helping mankind. Take as long as you need, soldier. I don't understand the logic in reading these illustrated manuscripts. The plots are ludicrous. I'm not certain, but this could have been a military briefing area.
Ad Victoriam, sister.
If you leave here without completing your orders, then I'll carry them out for you. Maxon's obviously testing you, and I refuse to be the one who causes you to fail. She shows a lot of promise, and with the proper guidance, I think she has the potential of becoming one of the best. Thank you, sister. It's good to know you're taking my advice to heart. I doubt this canine can match my tactical prowess in battle, but it's your decision. Anyway, I've said what I needed to say, so I won't keep you any longer. I suppose it's time you ventured out into this new world you've created. And if you'll still have me by your side, I'd be honored to accompany you. Ad Victoriam, Paladin. Ad Victoriam, Sentinel. Move along, civilian. There's nothing for you here.
Ambush!
I understand that. I'm simply offering valuable tactical advice. You'd do well to listen. Outstanding. Listen up. We do this clean and quiet. No heroics and by the book. Understood? Come on. This way.
Area secured. Let's move out.
You'd be under my command, and I'd expect you to follow orders. No more mercenary work. This is the real thing. You'd have access to advanced military weapons, as well as your own personal suit of power armor. Most importantly, you'd have the Brotherhood at your back, ready to spill its own blood to keep you alive. Offer still stands. Can we count on you? Not necessarily. Look at these wrecks. It appears as though the facility's automated security's already been dealt with. All right, check your corners and keep it quiet. Keep moving. We'll talk later. No time for questions now. We have to keep moving. Enough chatter. We've got a job to do. Keep the noise down. This place is crawling with hostiles. He's lost his drive, his discipline. He was a fine soldier once, but now he'll never be the same. Remember, our primary target is the deep-range transmitter. Stay focused and check your fire. I don't want to be hit by stray bullets. You should head back to the Pridwin. I'll take care of the shells and the mess. Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do. If the synths reached the point where they outnumbered mankind, how long would it take for them to decide we were no longer necessary? They certainly possess the capability to make more of their own kind, so we'd become expendable. And with Institute technology on their side, nothing could stop them, not even the Brotherhood. It's a nightmare scenario almost too terrible to contemplate. Hate's too gentle a word.
Have you taken leave of your senses? You have some nerve walking away from me like this. We're done. Do you hear me? We're done. I told you I wasn't going to put up with your disregard for the Brotherhood's rules. Plain and simple.
But you've apparently decided to ignore everything I've taught you. And worse still, you've dishonored the Brotherhood with your actions. Well, I've had just about all I can stomach. You've left me no choice. I'm done with you. I trusted you, soldier. Now you've taken that trust and cast it aside like you didn't have a care in the world.
Those rules that you're mocking are the foundation of the Brotherhood. I refuse to watch you trample all over them with reckless abandon and remain silent. Why the hell should I believe you?
That's an understatement. I was hoping for more, but at least I'm getting through to you. Unbelievable.
You must be joking. How can you be so unaware of what goes on around you? Tough. I had to stick it out with you. Now you have to listen to me.
If only you would have listened to me from the beginning, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
That's all you have to say. After all this time we spent together and everything I've done for you? Now listen up, because I'm only going to tell you this once. We're out here in the Commonwealth, representing the Brotherhood of Steel, and I'm doing my damnedest to keep you on the straight and narrow by taking you under my wing and showing you the way. But it seems you've decided to throw all that away, to ignore everything I've been teaching you. If you decide to continue along this path, I won't be a part of it any longer. We'll end our partnership and go our separate ways.
Take it easy. If I lost my calm, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
You're damn right you did. You ready to have that talk now? I'm tired of waiting. God damn it, I've had it. We're through.
I don't know. I feel like we've been through this before.
I don't know. Since you have all the answers, why don't you tell me?
I'm sorry. I really thought this would be easier to talk about. There's so much I wanted to say, but I don't know where to start.
Don't apologize. Act.
I don't know. That's why I thought we should discuss it. I gave you a chance, and you squandered it. I'll provide you whatever advice you need to defeat our common enemy. But you can consider our partnership terminated. That's what I was afraid of. Forget it. I've given you plenty of warnings. I think that's best. For now. When you revealed how you felt about me, I have to admit, I was caught off guard. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean I wasn't pleased to hear it. I just never had anyone profess their feelings toward me that way. It's taken me some time to adjust into our relationship, and I'm doing the best I can to give as much as I take. But lately I'm feeling like things are changing between us, and you've become more distant. The way you're acting, it feels like you're slipping away from me, and I'm hoping it isn't my fault. I'll try to make this as clear as possible. I appreciate you taking the time.
You don't. Well, let me explain. Maybe this relationship between us was a mistake. Whether it's you or it's me or a bit of both, we obviously have some issues that need to be worked out.
We need some time to reflect and regain confidence in our relationship. When the time is right, we can talk about it again. In the meantime, we'll remain friends and see where that takes us.
Sure, I understand. Perhaps we'll speak later. Thank you for being honest with me. That's all you can say. Very well, later then. Isn't it obvious? Apologies aren't necessary. There's no point in waiting. I'm leaving. I don't know what else I can do. I'm giving you everything that I can. I don't threaten. I act. You need to do the same. Really. You certainly don't seem like you care.
Not now, Initiate. I just hope you appreciate how much of a chance I'm taking bringing you into the fold this quickly. Not to put too fine a point on it, but if you screw up, we go down together.
Exactly. Without his determination, we'd be lost.
You shouldn't judge Maxon on his words alone. His actions prove his sincerity.
There you are. How did it go with Elder Maxon?
Elder Maxon is understandably particular when it comes to new recruits. He believes in order to keep the Brotherhood strong, we have to bond as brothers. As your sponsor, it's my duty to travel with you throughout the Commonwealth to ensure that our ideals are being observed. That's why I'm so concerned about your performance in the field. In that case, I prefer to tag along. If you change your mind, just let me know.
Outstanding.
Well, you better get used to it. If you want to remain a part of the Brotherhood of Steel, you're going to have to adjust to the military way of life. Now, I know you're eager to hop into a suit of power armor and take the fight to the Institute. But first things first. In order to be an effective part of the team, you need to learn your way around this ship and get to know its crew. Since I've been officially assigned to you as your sponsor, I'd recommend taking me along with you.
It might help if I tagged along with you.
On the other hand, you might want to make your first impression without a paladin standing over your shoulder. It's up to you.
We've done all we can do here. Let's move out. Captain Kells will want to hear about this. Let's report in.
We're done here. Let's move out.
You did more than that. Paladin Brandis is a good soldier. His experience will be an asset to the Brotherhood.
Of course. Paladin Brandis is a good soldier. He deserves better than this. It may be a long time before he's fit for duty again, but I'm glad to have him back. Of course. Paladin Brandis is a good soldier. He deserves better than this.
That's it? You think you can just walk away? I expected better from you.
That's it? You think you can just walk away? I expected better from you, Sentinel.
Let's move out. I think we've done enough damage for one day.
After all that time alone, he was at the breaking point. It didn't take much to push him over the edge.
You handled yourself well. I was dispatched to the Commonwealth on a recon mission, Paladin, just like yours.
I'm locked and loaded and ready to take on the enemy. When you're ready to go, I'm right behind you. My power armor systems are within normal operating parameters, so I'm as ready as I'll ever be. You just give the word, and we can begin our mission. I'm feeling marginalized because I've been told to stay behind, when I could be out there providing proper fire support. If you're ready, we can be on our way.
Don't you have somewhere to be?
I've already told you I'm retracting my sponsorship. You're on your own. This is the last time I make the mistake of recruiting a common wastelander. I don't know why you even bother staying with the Brotherhood. You're a disgrace to your uniform. It's the end of the road for us, soldier. Deal with it. Go bother someone else. I'm busy. You're lucky Elder Maxon still tolerates you. Otherwise, I would have already dealt with you myself.
Don't you have a mission to complete?
Our order seeks to understand the nature of technology, its power, its meaning to us as humans. Still, you shared the risk. So I think you deserve some compensation for your efforts. Now, if you'll move along, my team and I still have quite a bit of work to get done. Ad Victoriam, Wastelander. Anyway, enough about the Brotherhood. I just wanted to tell you how much we appreciate your assistance dealing with those ferals. I'm certain we can take care of that right now. The Brotherhood of Steel appreciates your assistance, civilian. Now that we're done, I'd advise a hasty retreat before the Deathclaw decides to thank us personally. He took the honorable way out. Crocker won't be preying on the innocent any longer. Justice has been done. They're playing for time, trying to trap us on the upper levels while they bring in reinforcements. Don't worry. If the radiation turns you feral, I'll put you out of your misery.
Where do you think you're going? We have a lot to discuss.
Now, I need you to report to Halen or Reese for your next assignment. Dismissed, soldier. Suit yourself. You know where to find us when you're ready to make a decision.
Halen, Reese, it's time to welcome our newest recruit to the recon team. And I'd be honored to count you as one of us. Meet me back at the police station, and we'll discuss the details. Then that settles it. It's tough being out here in the Commonwealth alone. Hopefully, we can put an end to that soon. The sooner Halen gets that transmitter installed, the better. If you need to fix up your power armor, we have some equipment in the garage that might help. Remember, if you see any synths, terminate them with extreme prejudice. We don't take prisoners. If you ever feel like thinning the herd, there are plenty of ferals infesting the area. What I wouldn't give for a single working vertibird. If you find any technical documents, hang on to them. They might prove useful once reinforcements arrive. I'm busy right now, Initiate. Perhaps we'll speak later. This flotilla of junk looks suitable for the scum that calls it home. If there's really buried treasure in Jamaica Plain, I hope it's something that the Brotherhood would find useful. Good, you're back. You handled yourself well, Sentinel. That doesn't bode well. She could be in trouble. Valentine, the old terminal ruins. Survey team said they had collapsed. What's he doing down here? War tempers the strong and breaks the weak. If that is what happened, he wouldn't be the first. It's not much of a lead, but let's see where it takes us. General Atomics is certainly pleased with themselves for designing the Mr. Handy. Damn feral scum. This equipment was undoubtedly used for some nefarious purpose. Those raiders appear to be blocking our progress. Let's clear the roadblock. Nothing good can come of this place. Amazing how the devastation from the war managed to change the water level in this town. Appalling. Look at these perfectly useful machines being wasted for the sake of sport. Walk with caution. This area looks structurally unsound. Amazing. It's as if time itself has avoided this place. I've heard of these places. Civilian on the outside, military on the inside. I haven't had a good beer in quite a long time. Well, this is an unexpected surprise. We should take whatever we can carry. It appears the vessel's navigator made a grievous miscalculation. All right, even for me, that's pretty disgusting. Remain vigilant. Something isn't right here. Be careful. He could be concealing it. On second thought, he's probably just out of his mind. This fountain is just another example of the waste and excess of pre-war America. I wish we had a recreational facility like this back at our headquarters. Catching a deathclaw sleeping gives us a distinct tactical advantage. I wonder what type of material this mining operation was attempting to recover. This doesn't bode well for what we're going to find in the rest of the school. The lion was such a noble and majestic creature. It's a shame they're extinct. This should help. Don't leave anything behind. This appears to drop into the subway station. Good spot for an ambush. I have my doubts that the patients appreciated the presence of this garden. The patients of this facility must have been treated horribly. Careful. That settlement could be sitting within a zone of potentially lethal radiation. Listening to a performance here would have been extraordinary. Can you imagine these weapons in the hands of those super mutants? When you're doing deep recon, you get used to eating whatever you can find. On the other hand, I think I'd rather starve than eat this stuff. This building's structural integrity has been compromised. I'd advise against the use of high explosives. It would be smarter to avoid confrontations with these creatures. I'd be surprised if we find anything of value in this vault. Pre-war currency isn't really useful anymore. This would be an excellent spot to establish a listening post. I'll have to make a note of that. Damn sniper. Coward couldn't even face us on the field of battle. The equipment down here seems to be fairly intact. I wonder if any of it's still operational. Another location to mark for the Brotherhood scribes. If this blood's still viable, it would be quite useful to the Brotherhood. Feast your eyes on the height of man's decadence. How could mankind have allowed itself to become so lazy? I definitely say that we're on the right track. Proceed with extreme caution. Impressive. I wonder if the gunners made this themselves, or murdered the original builders. Now that's a perfectly good waste of power armor. So much for Libertalia. The children of Adam are strangely resistant to radiation. The Brotherhood spent years trying to learn why. So far, no luck. Goddamn ferals chewed through these raiders like they were rag dolls. Watch your footing. There are pieces of glass everywhere. This reactor appears to be defunct. We should be safe. I hope this sewage doesn't wreak havoc with the servos on my power armor. Keep it tight and check your corners. This is the perfect place for an ambush.
The information contained within this robot's memory banks is vital to the survival of lushes and drunks across the Commonwealth. According to Brotherhood records, Gwinnett Brewery was named after Button Gwinnett, one of the first to sign the Declaration of Independence. Be careful near the edge. The Brotherhood doesn't want to lose you, soldier. Amazing. This room appears to be totally untouched by the ravages of war. This is positively barbaric. Has mankind truly fallen this far? Ridiculous. These aren't animals. These are human beings. Mark 28 nuclear bombs. Liberty Prime's weapon of choice. Why you'd choose to travel with this mutant is beyond me. It should be destroyed. There it is. Arc jet systems. There shouldn't be any exterior security, so we'll head in through the front. I can't believe you'd risk your life just to keep me alive. What's changed your mind? We both know that this is the right thing to do. If you refuse to follow Maxon's orders, you're undermining everything the Brotherhood stands for. I can't allow that to happen on my account. He shows a lot of promise, and with the proper guidance, I think he has the potential of becoming one of the best. Don't worry, boy. I'll make sure this soldier comes home alive. It doesn't matter. What you've done will be felt for years to come. It's destined to become a part of history, a tale of a lone soldier who made this land a better place. A place where people no longer have to live in fear, but instead live in peace. As long as the Prydwen is still here, and you remain by Maxon's side, I'd say the Commonwealth will endure for quite a long time. You're welcome. It's the least I can do for the soldier who risked everything on my behalf. The constant paranoia of living in the Institute's shadow vanished the moment you pressed the detonation button. The kidnappings, the fear, and the threat of their technology running amok. All gone thanks to you. I'm sorry you feel that way. I hope one day you'll be able to come to terms with whatever demons you're fighting. And I wouldn't even be alive without yours. I'd say that makes us even. The price of war is steep. It takes its toll on both sides of the battlefield. But we have to be willing to accept those losses, if it means winning the good fight. Do you have any idea what's happened here? The Commonwealth is safe, because you chose to take a leap of faith and make a difference. So, it appears the Commonwealth is about to enter a new era of peace thanks to you. And even though you elected to carry out the mission with the Minutemen at your side, the end result is the same. And whether you did this for your own sake or for the sake of the Brotherhood, the end result is the same. It doesn't matter.